Hello and welcome to your first look at Football Manager 2021. We're so excited to get stuck into the game today and show it off to the world for the very first time. But first, let's get the intros out of the way. I'm joined as ever by my good friend, colleague, and safe to say co-manager, Dominic Baker. Hello, Dom.
Hello, Tom. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. But more importantly than that, we're joined by a man who really needs no introduction. He is, of course, the SI gaffer, Miles Jacobson. Miles, how are you? And thank you for joining us at what is probably the busiest time of the year for you.
It is a bit hectic, so I'm going to be here for a bit and then dropping off for a bit and then coming back a little bit later. But I couldn't miss this. You know, we're showing the game to people for the first time. We're all incredibly proud of it. I know that everyone in the team is loving it at the moment, and just trying to get the beta ready. Still got a few things, so it's not coming tonight for people who've been tweeting me that today. Definitely not coming tonight, but I'll be doing a bit more work on it later and then coming back in. But how good is it to be here? And we're all in staff uniform as well.
New staff uniform, yeah.
New staff uniform, yeah.
To celebrate FMFC. And lots of people have been asking me where they can buy these shirts from, and you can't. You're only going to have a chance to get one if you're a member of FMFC. So it's going to be a very exclusive club. But yeah, loving mine.
Yeah, it's a lovely fit, isn't it? Lovely fit.
It is. It's really good. And I've managed to fit into a medium thanks to all my exercise during lockdown. So I'm back into mediums rather than larges.
Love it. So today we're obviously going to take you through the game. We're all really excited to show you it. We as Miles said, we're absolutely loving it. We've got a save on the go, which we'll jump into in a minute. I've been outvoted a little bit. We've got two Watford fans here. So we are going to be managing the Hornets. We're going to try and push them up the table. We're in a nice position in the league in the save, so we'll jump in a minute. Annoyingly, we're playing my team, Nottingham Forest, in the first game. So it's like, throwing me right in at the deep end. But Dom, nice as a Watford fan, Dom, what are you looking to experience from tonight?
Just looking forward to manage João Pedro, to be honest. He's coming out of nowhere pretty much into the first team this season, and I've had a sneaky look at his profile, and he's looking good this year. So I'm excited to get our hands on him. And as you say, Tom, we're jumping straight into a save. We're 14 games in now. We're into December, so we can have that Christmas run up, so we can get into game to game to game and show you plenty of match action, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, plenty of match action.
In the first season, there's certainly a lot of games because it's the compacted championship season dates. So lots of matches.
Plenty to get through. But as well as all the match action, we'll be obviously running you through a host of new features, not just for the big ones we announced last month in the headline feature reveals, but also some of the stuff we've covered on social media and in other blogs since then. So there's plenty to get through, isn't there, Dom?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. Obviously, it goes without saying, if you have a question, feel free to tweet us. I'll be looking at my phone on Football Manager, or, of course, easier, put it in the chat, and we'll try and sift through all the drop the beta messages and answer some actual questions, of course. When we've got Miles here, we should use his time wisely, I think.
Absolutely. One thing we should say before we get started is that this, obviously, as Miles said, it's not a beta version of the game. It's obviously not a final version of the game. So there's a few things that aren't 100% final here. There's a lot of things that will change when you get the beta that you'll see in this stream. And when you finally get to play the game, you'll notice some differences there. We're obviously all working from home as well, as you can see. So there's all sorts of things that could happen. Our Wi-Fi could drop out. It's bonfire night here in the UK, so there could be fireworks going off. Hopefully when we score a beautiful goal, that'd be a lovely timing, wouldn't it? The doorbell might go, but it's the beauty of these modern times that we're operating in.
My partner could walk directly behind the camera as she just did.
We're live. Anything could happen. But while I get set up on the game, Miles, why don't you kick us off with giving us a bit of background into FM21? Obviously, this has been a year unlike any other, and we've had to make quite a few changes. We've had to adapt to the times. And can you just talk us through what sort of things we've had to change this year and what sort of things we've had to bring in to ensure we're working as well as we can in this situation?
So yeah, I mean, look, we're kind of used to having people working from home, right? It's been part of the DNA of the studio for the last 20 years, that a percentage of the studio, although it was a small percentage, been working from home. Since March, we've all been working from home. And, you know, the key things with that, it's not as easy working from home as it sounds, because I don't know what you're wearing in the bottom half, Tom, but I presume you're wearing trousers tonight. You're not just sat there in your PJs. There've been a lot more meetings than normal. I tend to be on Zoom calls all day, which isn't that great. I am under desk cycling at the same time, which those people on social media will know I've bored enough people with that. I'm doing it now. So that keeps me a little bit sane. But we've had to change the way that we work entirely by all of us being at home. And it's taken us time to adapt. There were some people that adapted really quickly. There are other things that there are other people that were a bit slower to adapt. Everyone is different. Everyone's in different situations. I'm really lucky in that I've got a little garden out the back, and I don't have multiple flatmates, which a lot of our team do, and I don't have kids running around, which a lot of our team do. So we've had to take all of that into account with every person in the team. We went on a big hiring spree to bring more people in to be able to deliver the best games we possibly could, and they've hit the ground running and done an incredible job. But the feature set that we've ended up having with the game is very different to the feature set that we had, or we thought we were going to have in February and March, because we took all of that stuff into account. And that meant that some features have been moved to future game versions. And then other features that were down for future game versions, like the agent availability, for example, that has been brought into FM21 because we had the people that were able to work on that. And I think this is something that some people don't understand as well. We have a lot of specialism inside the studio. So the match engine team work on the match engine. The transfer AI team work on the transfer AI. You can't just turn around and go, okay, the transfer AI guys, we're going to park your features because we want to do some more match stuff, and you come over here and do that. It doesn't work like that. In the same way as if you ask a guitarist to go and play the drums for a song, they're probably not going to be as good as that. Or ask a centre forward to play at right back, they're probably not going to be as good at that. So there's been lots of juggling to end up coming up with a feature set. And I don't think the feature set was finalised until the end of July, early August time, which is way later than it's been in the past, and way later than we would like it to be in the future. Me and the features team are already working on FM22, as well as me carrying on working on FM21, because we want to be ahead of the curve. Realistically, we're not going to be back in the office. I don't think we'll be back in the office until either Easter or the summer next year. And we're going back to a different office because we've grown so much in the last few months. We don't have space for them all in our old office. So we're going to move to a new office in the same complex. And if you are interested, if you are looking for a job at the moment and you're interested, please go to sigames.com careers. Another 4 jobs went live this week. I think we've got 19 open roles at the moment. We want loads of great, talented people to join us. So I think all of us were a little bit concerned because of the lateness of everything. And I was possibly a little bit blinded to some stuff because I've been working on it so much that it's like, right, do we have enough? Do we have enough? And the feedback from people who've been lucky enough to play the alpha so far has been phenomenal. And the one question that I ask people, that I always ask people is, does this feel like a game that was made during a pandemic, or does it feel like the next version of Football Manager? And every single last one of them has said the latter. So, you know, I couldn't be prouder of the team and the work that's gone in, and not just the dev team, the work the comms team have been doing as well has been brilliant. You know, trying to do pack shots when you can't take photos of anyone. It's things like that people don't think about. But we've still managed to get all that stuff done and looking great. We've got all the trailers looking great, getting all the features out there. People seem to be excited. And, you know, I am too. I can't wait for people to play it. And I know that I'm the reason that the beta isn't going out at the moment because the game isn't, I'm not ready to declare it beta yet. Hopefully in the coming days it will be, and then more people will be able to see it. But I'm not sure which build you're on at the moment, Tom. Are you in the build with the old pitch textures?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
So one thing to note when you're looking at the match and when you're seeing the new animations and thinking it all looks really good, there might be some problems in this build actually seeing the ball, which is one of the biggest things that you'll notice going from alpha to beta, is we've had good changes to the pitch texture and the shadows on the ball that have made a real difference. But yeah, it's really exciting.
Cool. Let's get into it.
I tell you what, let's jump straight into it then. Let's get into FM21.
Tom, you've got the mouse, so take us away, mate.
All righty. I can't believe we're playing Forest first. I genuinely can't believe we're playing Forest first. I know.
Me and Miles versus you on day one.
And
luckily we've got a game tomorrow as well, so we can get straight into the action.
Well, exactly.
Me and Dom haven't spoken about this, so you know we could have arguments about the starting line.
I hope we do. I hope there's a bit of back and forth and a debate that I'll ultimately probably lose. So
I'll tell you what. Let's get into tactics then. I mean, you're both the Watford fans here. At the moment, we've got it set up fluid counter attack. We wanted to sort of try and replicate how Watford are playing in real life. Anything we want to change?
Well, in real life, we're playing with 5 centre backs at the moment. Well, sorry, we're not playing with 5 centre backs. We're playing with 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs rather than 4 at the back. And we're not currently playing with wingers because Troy is unfit. But what I would like us to do is actually keep this formation, because this is how I want Watford to be playing this season rather than how we are at the moment.
It is fate. So as we say, we're one day away from the next game. Training's gone well. We're sitting all right in the table. We're 7th in the table as it stands. Hopefully by the end of the stream we can get into at least the playoffs and knocking on the door of automatics. Hopefully we've got a lot of games coming up, a lot of games to get through.
Can I just point something out here straight away? Last night I got a load of messages because Sheffield Wednesday had their points deduction changed from 12 points to 6 points. Just to show how quickly we work, you can see there that Sheffield Wednesday will start the game with a 6-point deduction and not a 12-point deduction.
There we go. So I'm going to run the game on a little bit so we can get into match day. One thing we've got to talk about as well, one thing I've noticed in playing the game is how quick the game is this year. It's so quickly to process, and that's as a result of a lot of work behind the scenes under the hood, isn't it, Miles?
Absolutely. And a lot of optimization work's gone into that and into saving as well. So saving the game is much quicker, which is always a good thing because no one wants to be sat there waiting around for a long time. But yeah, well done to the core tech team for their work on that area. Can
I just point out, this is one of my favourite new screens in the game. I absolutely love this. I can spend hours looking at these graphs and like trying to plot a way to see what's going on and how I can improve. So one of my favourites are these efficiency graphs. So you can see where you're standing against the rest of the league on a scatter graph, and you can see here we're all right. We're pretty, we're in a decent spot. We're not, facing a lot of shots and leaking. We're on the impenetrable side of things. We could be slightly better at stopping shots on goal, but the ones we are getting, we're keeping out. So that's lovely. Let's have a look at the attacking side of things as well, which again, aggressive and clinical, which is exactly where you want to be. And I think the thing here as well is we've given you a lot more information presented in a realistic way. We've worked with not only size sports, but also on the statistical side, but we've also base a lot of this stuff on our conversations with people in football, both on the analysis side, coaching side, and with managers as well. And this is the sort of information managers would get and be talked through, and they would use it to plan for the next month ahead, the next match ahead. And I think that these touches really help you get the most out of the tactical and match day side of things this year, which is really, really good. And you can obviously see as well on the same report, XG brought out, you can see the XG shot map, XG brought out onto this graph as well. So, you know, we unveiled XG earlier in the headline features reveal, and you know, we're plenty more for you guys to see when you get your hands on the game about just how integrated XG is. I'll tell you what, we had a good month last month for the young players. Look at that.
Maybe we shouldn't bother.
Exactly. Keane, you got
downhill.
Second place in goal of the month as well. Happy days.
He's got a great long shot on him as Domingos.
Yeah.
He won't get your tap-ins, but he'll get you 30-yard screamers.
I remember that goal he scored against, was it Reading in the League Cup?
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's nice that Gino's just given us some money.
There you go.
Good. That'll help us. We can spend that in January. Let's go and jump in at one of the things we talked about quite a lot when we talked about the headline features, which is the press conference revamp as part of the overall interaction revamp. First of all, I love the backgrounds, the manager environments we brought in. I think they look fantastic, and you'll really notice the difference when you're managing a club who've got big resources and then seeing clubs lower down the leagues and then taking them up. You'll see those backgrounds and those environments change and scale up as you make your way through the leagues, which is really rewarding, and you feel like you're building towards something as well. So you can see here, obviously the layout's changed quite a lot. You can see the individual journalists, and then you now have your press officer beside you, like a real manager would, to help you navigate your way through. Sometimes, I don't think we had it here, but sometimes you'll even get warnings about the sort of stuff the board want you to avoid talking about, or the things that the press officer says, do you know what, talk about this quite a bit because it's a good story.
And it's actually a really important thing with this, because we talk a lot about everything in the game affects everything in the game, and people don't necessarily believe us. But the answers that you give in press conferences will affect your relationship with the board. They will affect your relationship with the players as well.
Absolutely. And what I like as well is that we talked about gestures being brought in, but they're in press conferences and in other interactions, they're only brought in where it's relevant, where there is something you would want to react to and show body language and show a gesture for. So here you can see there's no gesture. I'll go through anything we want to say. I'm going to say there's a real determination in the group to make amends right away. Love it. Okay. Let's go with...
Go neutral. Here to talk about the players who are here and playing for this team right now.
Love it. Okay. I tell you what, I think these so-called critics. See some of the answers as well. Some of the answers as well. Troy Deeney appears to not just be a great fit in terms of your team style, but also for squaring off against Forest. Do you agree? So you're getting a lot more.
It's definitely his sort of match.
Yeah, exactly.
Under the caution, day one, chaps.
Absolutely. Cabaselli, you know, it's like we're getting all the big hitters out here. He can absolutely make the difference.
Cabba's probably watching the stream, so I'd be nice to that.
We want a big game for you today, Cabba. Right, and then we go through, you get a nice little summary as well, where you can see the individual reactions from a journalist, press officer telling you how it went as well. Really important when you're obviously trying to make a good first impression in your introductory press conference, but also when you're ahead of big matches, it can really have an effect, not just on the journalists that you'll interact with, but also on the players as well, because they will be listening in. So press conference that way. Yes,
can I just say, please ignore the watermark in the bottom left corner you've already spotted, because it's not the beta version. I don't know why. Well, that's probably changed for the beta candidate build, but that should still say alpha. Dear, Tom's not well.
I know, Pedro. You said you were looking forward to managing Pedro. Well, he's pulled his back muscle.
I think I'll leave here, chaps. Have fun. Gonna go cook some dinner. Okay. Oh, that's a shambles.
It is going to be difficult.
Let's get Troy Deeney. And again, here we haven't really shown this off for one-to-one conversations, but again, look at this: the manager office. So you're calling a player in. Got a lovely office, I've got to say. Look at that, lovely flat screen on the wall. we'll try and get Troy to have a word. And again, you get a breakdown here of the sort of conversation, how it went. The positive, you can see it's been very positive. You can see that the assistant's pleased. Troy's pretty happy as well, and it's worked there. The player's dropped his lack of football concern.
It's off to you, Tom. You've dealt with your first issue, mate. Well done.
Can I say, man management 20?
And you've done well, because it was actually in the press this week saying that he will get a chance at some point during the season. So it's quite I know we're in slightly different times. Oh,
now we're going to come on to another of the new additions here, which is a recruitment meeting. Now, Miles, talk us through the recruitment meeting and why we added it into the game this year.
So you get 2 recruitment meetings each transfer window. Basically, one about a month before the window starts, and then once a week before the window ends. And it's basically there for you to sit down with your assistant and your chief scout and your director of football. Sometimes the club owner will come in as well, to remind you of the club vision and to basically talk through your squad. We've got a few things here. There's five that they're looking at. And in Watford's case, we have a situation here where Etienne Capoue, there's interest in him. Will he move in January? So it will be good to be looking at players to replace him. The same with Mark Navarro. And then also Troy Deeney, not getting any younger. Hopefully Troy isn't watching this stream, or else I'm in a lot of trouble. So need to find a replacement for him. Then other is for other transfer targets. So it's basically setting up what you should be looking at during the transfer window, giving you a bit of a helping hand. But you also have add new agenda item that allows you to add your own item to it of the kind of players that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's really good. It really helps you forward plan as well. I know last year when we introduced things like Club Vision and the Development Centre, that we really focused on long-term planning. And I think one of the things I think I heard you speak about before, Miles, is where you need to give people the tools in order to do that, in order to get that planning in the best shape it can. And this is just one of the ways you can do that in FM21.
Absolutely.
This hopefully means that you won't end up with, a squad full of 11 attacking midfielders that you forgot that you bought throughout the summer. We're all about trying to make sure that you plan ahead, trying to make sure that you end up with a balanced squad, but also a competitive squad too.
And also you can see here, like you can action decisions from within the meeting, which is great. So you can really plow your way through those reports. One thing I've been playing around is mixing these up as well. So you can literally set the sort of focuses and assignments that you want your scouts and your analysts to do, which I think we've talked a little bit about it in the recruitment blog, but the way your scouts and analysts work together this year is really, really impressive. And it can really help you get a much clearer idea of what sort of player you're looking at and how they can fit into things. And
you're setting up here for a scout, but you can see the analyst section directly underneath.
Yeah. So let's say we want, I don't know, shots on target percentage here for a striker.
And Tom, if you can just get that menu up again, please. This actually shows you a bunch of the new stats we've added this year as well.
Yeah.
To be able to look through that came as part of doing XG.
Goals per 90, expected goals per 90. A lot more stats ratioed now over 90 minutes, which is how a lot of analysts report their data to the managers and to the coaching staff and to the players. So again, just another example of how we're mirroring real football, which is obviously what we strive to do every year. So let's look for expected goals as well. And we'll go on.
And to do this, we spoke about this in the analysis and stats blog, Tom, that we wrote, which is live on FMFC now. You can read that only through signing up. That's on the website waiting for you when you sign up. And to do this, not only did we add new stats, but we had to redefine our existing stats as well, so that everything was brought up to date and that the new stats could interact with the old stats. So as you see there, it's probably one of the best examples you can get of sort of everything that a player is ranked by, and everything that you can demand your scouts for now as well. So when we're talking about stats, and obviously Football Manager is known for stats, but it's a complete overhaul. It really is. You really can't underestimate the work that's been done there. It's crazy what's gone on under the hood. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think one of the other things that I've noticed this year is how those headline features that we talked about and some of the other features we've talked about and that are on FMFC as well, the way it all links together is really, really clever. And like you feel like, okay, I'm using that there, that's going to feed into this. And it helps to build this like bigger picture that you can take with you and adapt and plan for and build into your plans for the rest of the season, which is great.
Tom, before you click yes, can we
Yes.
look at one more, please? Because there's something I want to show people.
Okay, sure.
So
you let me know when you get to that.
Let's see the reports.
Yeah.
Right, click on the agent availability button, please.
Here we go.
Very nice, Miles. Very nice.
There you go. Another one of my favourite features.
This is you calling up the agent, basically having a little chat where the agent will tell you bits and bobs and what it's going to take to get the player to move there. This happens to be a player who's already interested in coming, but with players who might not be interested, it will give you little tips about what you need to do to make them interested. So if you want to sign Kylian Mbappe for Barnet, you might not be able to. He might just turn around and say that he'll never be interested, but it might be that he turns around and goes, hey, get into the top continental competition, and then maybe I'll be interested in coming and talking to you.
Yeah, and again, what I was saying there, perfect example of it, how different elements of the game are brought into the big areas that we've been talking about. Here we've got a remote chat. It's a fantastic way to get that quick information and you just absorb it. Go, okay, that's what I need to do. Brilliant. And then again, you can go through, take the meeting, and then I believe we're almost ready to get into a game. Match.
Let's get into a game. It's what the people want. Let's do it.
Right. We're here at Match Day. Now, we talked a bit about how Match Day has been revamped. There's a lot of detail on that, obviously, on the Match Day blog. You're going to see it in action here. First things first, the tactical meeting. Something that, again, massively helpful and borrowed from real life as well, from our conversations with managers. We talked to a lot of managers about this, about how they prepare for Match Day, when they tell players who's starting, who's on the bench. It's been, a really helpful process to get that insight from managers right throughout the game. It's been fantastic for us. I'll tell you what. Let's do.
This is essentially a chance, Tom, isn't it, for your staff to pull you to one side, to look at what you were planning to do, and in some cases to say, we really don't think you're doing what's best for the team here, which is really the opportunity which managers get in real life, as you were saying. Such a close interaction with your staff, and you can really feel that now. And managing the team nowadays is a bit more of a team effort, and hopefully that comes across in these sort of screens that you see before a game now.
So we've got a couple of players out here injured at the moment. Tom, can you click on the on Quick Pick on the little arrow next to it?
Absolutely.
So yeah, we've got. I think there's a couple of new options in here, but maybe we're not seeing them at the moment. But yeah, if you do the pick without restriction, pick entire team, and then let's see if we want to change anything from there. So Isaac's Success is back fit. That's a miracle. But hey, it means that we've got an inside forward, so that's good.
There you go. And Tom, could you just toggle the on the tactics pitch in the left box next to Deeney's head? Left. There you go.
Which one do you want?
Let's just cycle through and see. But I want to get the roles and the duties out there so we can see what we're working with here.
So let's bring up. If you can click on Isaac's Success's duty, please.
There we go.
Look at this. Another one of a fantastic addition. I love this. When we tweeted this out, I think it was just like I'd only seen it go in. I don't think it was in until a week before, a couple of weeks before, maybe. I hadn't seen it, and then I was like, right, I need to get back into my save, and it's just fantastic.
I absolutely love these, and I fought very hard for these to remain in the game despite everything that was going on in the world. We actually ended up bringing in a contractor to help us to get these in, because they are so useful for people to understand different roles. Yeah,
it's brilliant. And also we can see there as well, we've changed the way that you can see the roll ability as well. Can you talk us through a little bit about why we made that change, Miles?
Well, we made the change because the other one was confusing. It was confusing before, having, people basically weren't understanding what the dials meant. And when they were asking me what they meant, I couldn't explain it either. So we knew that we needed to make some changes there, and we've got the star ratings. It just makes total sense to use them for this as well. So, the coach will give you his opinion or her opinion on how the player is going to play in that particular role. And you get these for all of not just the roles, but the duties as well. So you can really fine tune it.
Yeah, it's really good, really clear, really helpful. Are we ready to get into the game then?
I think we should talk for another half an hour. No, I think we should talk for another half an hour and not let people see it. But then I'm through. So hit that submit button and let's go.
Let's get into it. Right, match day. You can see there, we've had the tactical meeting. People are pretty happy with it. There's a couple of people who lack a bit of familiarity, but you breed familiarity through playing matches.
Tom, you're cheating though, because you want Forest to win and you haven't set opposition instructions. So you should always set opposition instructions.
I mean, I need to get some sort of advantage for us. We are struggling in real life. This is my escape.
It's all right. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get some opposition instruction suggestions quite quickly. Oh, there you go.
There's go.
Straight away from your assistant. So click do it on that one, please.
There you go. And the team sheets as well, a really nice addition. Again, something that just, again, it's those immersive features that help to make you feel like, okay, this is a real match. And we talked a lot about matches being true spectacles, not just in the match, but also in the build-up and in the post-match reaction as well. So you'll see that as we go through. Right, team talk. Gestures. Here we go.
Now, I've seen a few people commenting on social that gestures are just a replacement for the tone system. And just want to say on that, there were 6 tones in the game. There are more than 30 gestures. So you get shown gestures that are in context, in the right situation. There's a lot more of them.
Right. What are we thinking? What gesture do we want to use?
I'm a big fan of the pump fists.
I am as well.
John is the motivator, isn't he?
It's our first game. Our first game. We've got 7,000 people watching. Let's be excited about it.
Are we going for what the assistant recommends?
Yes.
Love it.
Always.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right.
Not much reaction, but
Here we go. It's kickoff time. Players making their way out. It does look more like the City ground than I've ever seen it in FM. It's brilliant.
There we go.
But it's not the City ground in any way, shape or form, Tom. You're running on full screen and you've got the same 3 things on the touchline.
Let's change it.
Yeah,
Let's change it. Let's have a look at both formations, shall we?
Can we have a look at Forest's formation? Because you've just selected...
we don't have 1-2 Watford ones, Tom.
There we go.
It's all right. The pressure's on already. That's all right.
So basically, because you're about 20 minutes into the game, your analyst has already been able to work out what the opposition player roles are. At the start of the game, you won't be able to see roles for any players.
Love it. And look at and I think what's really good as well, the body language. Tell you what, let's zoom in a bit.
I don't know how this is looking for you live, but it's looking a bit pixelated for me.
Yeah, a little bit here as well.
Hopefully it's looking better for people live, because the game is not this pixelated. Okay, great. I've just been told by someone that it's all good live, so that's good. This might actually be with the new pitch textures as well, because I can see the ball quite closely. So we've spoken about the match engine a lot in the blog, and Nick Madden is the producer of that team, and the Match AI team worked really hard this year. Starting off looking at defensive play and midfield play through the centre, rather than just concentrating on attacking play, which has maybe been a little bit overpowered in the past, but yeah, things are looking lovely. We might want to switch as well, Tom, to comprehensive highlights, because it doesn't seem to be the most exciting game ever. And
that's how we're gonna bring you down to our level. That's what the game plan is.
Well, yeah, with XG of 0 and no shots at all from Forest.
That's very realistic for us at the moment. One thing I love as well during a match is the data that you get, obviously we saw it during the game, but then you get these nice little breakdowns at half-time and full-time. So you can see heat maps, you can see the XG story, you can see shot maps. Obviously nothing from Forest as per usual, but it gives you that extra level of insight before you head into the dressing room and speak to the players. So you can build that into things as well, which is helpful when it's a tight game or perhaps you're on the back foot. So let's get into the dressing room. I reckon
the throw water bottle, which has been doing
it's tempting,
No!
It's tempting.
getting the most press on social media that I've seen.
Let's go
Why
hands
People
on
are
it.
loving the water bottles.
John, why are you creating memes on our live stream?
Well, I was just pointing out that it's there. I can imagine that people have spotted it straight away, so I thought I'd give light to it a bit more.
That's all good. All good.
Tell you what, let's get on comprehensive. I might just change this as well to director so we can get a bit closer to the action.
We're also, Tom, you can expect getting a few requests for 2D as well for our 2D players, so maybe we can fit to that later down the line.
Yeah, I think last year we did it where we played one game in 3D, one game in 2D, and then we put it up to the vote, didn't we? So maybe we can do that again.
Good. That sounds good to me.
Hopefully you're noticing the improvements to the animation engine here as well, where the blending of the animations is way better now, so hopefully less skating going on and everything looking a lot smoother. I think it really makes a difference myself.
Yeah, massively. Players just look like they're more natural now, particularly when they're sort of between animations. So, in the way we work the animation system is that it goes from, I think as we said on the Match AI blog, you have slices and things work between slices, and that sort of what we call blending between animations has been smoothed up, which makes it look just really natural, really fluid, and adds that extra little bit of realism to things as well. But we're still getting the ball into the final third, but we're not really doing much with it. Dominating possession, which is good to see.
I like that you're calling us we, Tom, as well.
Yeah, you changed that in about 5 minutes. You were.
Didn't take him long, did it, Dom?
Secretly.
No, not at all.
Secretly. Here we go. Isaac's success. Can you get the ball in?
I have a feeling you may be celebrating the 0-0 draw that we end up getting, Tom.
I would love a point. I would absolutely love a point from this.
Horrendous.
Are you so sure? Oh. The defender gets it away. Come on, Ishmael.
Okay, this is just the start of something. This is just a start,
That was a terrible challenge.
But since we're in the hour mark now, I
Should
think
we look at making a sub?
Maybe make a sub. I was thinking maybe a shout as well.
Yeah,
we need to do something, don't we? We need to get off the dugout and get on the touchline. And
we haven't even shown people condition and sharpness yet. So I think let's have a look at shouts first.
Okay. Anyone we want to particularly shout to?
Well, this is the thing. If you go and click on the shouts menu, click on the individual player to show people that it's there. So you can do shouts directly from there, or
there we go. We'll pick someone that's not stuck behind Miles's camera. There we go. Learning as we go.
If you go to the shout button, and click on any of those, if you use the little arrow to the side,
demand more.
You can now do this for multiple players at the same time. So you multi-row select.
Let's have the entire sort of like attacking group, shall we?
Now, one thing that we haven't done as yet is actually spoken about changes and how the shouts work. We're not going to do that now. We're going to tweet that out at some point in the future because there have been some changes under the hood to shouts as well.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Right.
Okay, Tom, let's
confirm that.
Let's see if they listen to you, shall we?
Right, let's do it. Let's. I mean, if nothing else, it might liven things up a little bit.
Let's hope so. But we've still got three subs to use,
Here we go. Keeper's claimed it. Well, the keeper punches it, and that's something we talked about a little bit in the Match AI blog. How keepers are reacting to the situation. It was quite a crowded box, so instead of trying to catch it, they're going to try and claim that and punch the ball away. Could work out, could not, as in real football. Sometimes it falls to the opposition. But I thought we were going to get the ball back.
But great that we've been able to see it there. I think it's something that you wouldn't realise that you weren't seeing beforehand. But hopefully, you'll be able to see it in action a lot more, and certainly a lot more in this game or the ones to come too.
I'm just going to make a sub because we're talking about condition. I'm seeing some tired legs out there. Will Hughes is on a yellow as well. Maybe, what do we reckon?
Bring on Garner for Will.
Okay. James Garner coming on.
So there are 2 ways to do subs now. So that is way 1. Tom, if you can click on the tactics and subs icon as well, please. So this will show that the player's already been, that one of the players has been substituted. This gives you a lot more info. If you can hover over the condition, please, Tom.
Oh, I think I have to go through the induction first.
Fine.
There we go.
So we now have tooltips, and the way that the condition now works, no more percentages. They are not coming back because they were unrealistic. What we're using instead is a very similar system that anybody who uses a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or any piece of fitness equipment will know well of: peak, excellent, good, etc. So as a player drops into that next zone, you will see the heart changing and can make the decisions from there on what you want to do. But you also get a lot more detail in the tooltip, and you'll see here as well fatigue. So fatigue is something that's been under the hood previously, but never in the face in the way that it is now. So you can tell players' fatigue levels really easily.
Love it.
One of the reasons that we've changed this as well is we found with people playing the game that they would be making subs. Like, they wouldn't pick a player if they were under 97% fitness, and they would make a sub as soon as a player hit 75% and or 70%. And there were real misunderstandings there of how the match engine works, because we've never explained it because we don't want to give the game away. But it was certainly not true that a player below 97% shouldn't start a game. It's very rare for players to be at 100% peak fitness in real life.
Absolutely. Right, I'm going to confirm the sub. We've got 12 minutes of normal time to try and get a win here.
And Miles, when we were making subs there, we had a few people asking about 5 subs versus 3 subs. Obviously, there was a bit of a chop and change throughout football when it restarted. I think maybe it's a good point to talk about how we've sort of just reacted to real world.
It depends on the competition. If the competition in real life has more subs now, then they will have more subs in the game. And if the competition in real life has said that it's a temporary change, it will change back after the first season to the normal rules.
Perfect. I mean, as always, as a general rule, it's fair to say that competition rules and things like of that nature, we're always up to date with real world, aren't we?
We do our best to be, yeah. As you saw from the Sheffield Wednesday points deduction there.
Absolutely. There's a whole team dedicated to it.
Tell you what, we're moving the ball about quite nicely.
We are indeed.
We look lovely until we get that's the only problem.
I think we should... We've only got 10 minutes left, though. I was going to suggest working ball into the box, but I would normally do that at the start. Come on, Ismaila. Oh, he looked up for a cross. That's the benefit of effort.
Oh, what might be going in?
So close.
I thought that might be going in. Right. Do we want to change mentality or anything? I think we're short of time, though.
I think
it's running down.
It's a bit late in the game.
We've been chatting for too much.
We have.
Tom's desperate for this 0-0.
Let's see if we can do what we did against Stoke last night. No. Last minute goals are always fun.
Tell you what, Forest have just set up there for the point.
All over.
Well, Tom, you got your clean sheet. You got your 0-0. Hope you're happy.
Sorry, guys. I mean, we didn't have a single shot. I don't think we had. Yeah, you kept us down to nothing. So we were just sat behind the ball for 90 minutes, which is
a game to show the world.
The first look at FM21. 0-0.
Yeah, first look, and we've got a 0-0 draw. Well done.
Sorry, guys.
Right, I tell you what. No, I'm not going to do it. I am going to thrash my arm.
Do it.
Shall we?
Do it. There we go.
I tell you what, we got more of a reaction out of them than we did in the pre-match team talk. So
yeah, but Troy's not happy because he's been told to go to training tomorrow, and he was probably due on Talk Sport.
So here we go again. Like we saw, like we got the statistical analysis of the full-time whistle, including match ratings and XG. You come out of the dressing room. Now you get the breakdown from what's happening around the grounds, how the media perceive performance, how the fans have reacted, and of course the league table as well. So bit of ground to make up on the top two there, but plenty of time left in the evening. Got a post-match press conference.
Likely talking points there as well, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. So let's hear what we've got to say. We're getting slated, is what's happening here. Poor early season form. Well, we're 7th. It's not like we're down the foot of the table. I'm gonna be positive.
Can we, as the official football manager, can we quit and reload? Is that allowed?
No, definitely not. And I think the reason that we don't have gestures here. Oh no! Now we get there. There we go. Excellent.
Let's go. I'll tell you what. I want to make a good impression with Penny, so I'm going to open my arms. I'm going to be positive. Hopefully, that'll have an impact further down the line when we build a relationship with him. I'm going to get quite shirty with this guy though. There we go. We had Yabi Gracia in stand for that one apparently. So that's always nice.
There we go.
There you go. Right.
Another game in 3 days' time.
They're coming thick and fast.
Exactly.
They are coming thick and fast.
Now, Dom, weren't you meant to be chucking me out of here at 7:30?
I was, to be honest. I've really not kept an eye on the time. But Miles, as you know, you can come freely if you've got work to do. Then
I am going to drop out now because I do have to go and do some stuff. But given that we haven't noticed much time, what the time is, because we've been having too much fun, we're probably going to go on a little bit longer anyway, I would have thought, because we normally do on this stuff. So how about I come back at 8:30 in 45 minutes? Is that okay?
That sounds perfect. Hopefully we'll have scored some goals and maybe had some shots on target by then, and we'll let you know.
I hope so too. I have no idea what button I'm meant to be pressing to leave at this point. So, okay.
Cool. We'll get you safely out of here, Miles.
Thank you very much.
The people behind the scenes and in our ears.
Just before you do boot me out, can I just say thank you to absolutely everybody who has tuned in tonight to come and have a look at this. Really, really does mean a lot that you're giving up your Thursday night very much at the last minute as well to come and see what we're doing. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Dom and Tom, and I'll see you again in about 45 minutes.
Super.
See you later, Miles.
Bye.
Right, let's I'll tell you what, we've got a quick chat. Let us
hang on, Tom, there's mouse issues, mate. Hold
your horses, all right. We've got to deal with this burning question from Max Kerr. He wants to know, we're getting Go on.
They're just talking over each other. It's absolutely fine. Miles goes, and it's absolute carnage. Carnage.
He's only holding it together. You and I. He said capable hands. It's not capable hands at all. Anyway, let's jump into this quick chat because we've shown them off in screenshots. We've shown them off in blogs as well. We talked about them quite a bit. You can see here previously all interactions took you away from that sort of inbox view. It was quite. You had to go to another screen. There was a bit of a delay here. You can just jump in. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to blank him. There you go. Done. End chat. You're back into things. Dom, what are we going to do?
I was going to say a very sort of quick, short example of new gen faces as well there. We can look at those deeper as we go on and spend more time on it. But again, another area which we've talked about a little bit and we're going to be shedding more light on in the days to come, giving that more attention. But another area which has been revamped, Tom. Yeah,
exactly. One thing we haven't talked about anywhere is a team leader meeting. Now, team meetings, obviously, as part of the interaction revamp, we tweaked them as well. We brought in some new elements. One thing that's new is the team leader meeting. So you can see here we've got the senior established figures of the squad. We can bring them in. We can have a chat with them in the new meeting room environment as well, which looks. I mean, Watford have got some nice facilities, haven't they? We've seen the manager office. We've seen the press conference room. We've seen the team meeting room. Let's try and. Okay. We're going to give him a new contract.
Just buckle straight away. I like to see it.
Yeah, exactly. I had no backbone though at all. Yeah. Just whatever.
Just give them what they want. That's fine.
I like Ben Foster too much. All right. Let's go with outstretched
probably
arms.
The nicest man in football, right?
He really is. He really is. Oh man. Right. Okay. We've solved that. Remind me to offer him a new deal at some point. Otherwise, it'll kick off again, and then
I've made
we'll be in
a
trouble.
mental note as your assistant. It's all good.
Cheers, mate. And then, of course, like we said here, like agent availability brought out into these reports as well, not just in the recruitment meeting, in the scouting report meeting as well. When you're going through players that your scouts have recommended, you can still do the list view. I know a lot of people like that. But we just want to get into another game. I want to see some goals.
We owe many people some goals. I think it's fair to say that. Yeah.
Let's, I'll tell you what, let's do another press conference, try and build these relationships up with the journalists. I'll agree with him on that. Neil has a reputation for more direct style of football. We'll have them. We'll absolutely have them here. Let's go with a smile warmly. Sure, that'll do. You sound like we're worried about the strength of the opposition. Absolutely not. Wagging the finger on that. Wagging that finger all day long. Right. What's like being arrested? We can't afford to arrest him, can we?
We can't.
We absolutely cannot afford to arrest him.
People need goals.
Oh dear. Let's go with. I'm not prepared to discuss. Not today. How are things between you and the owner? Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't be better. Nathaniel Chalobah.
Might be an idea, Tom. Sorry, might be an idea, Tom, here to show off the new button, bottom right. Not just you have the option to storm out, but you also have the option to sort of more calmly end proceedings and in the press conference. So, if you want to just...
Should we just do it?
If you're done with the questions, you can politely storm out, let's say.
See you later. There you go. And then you still get the summary. You're just leaving out a few questions. We know that...
All the straightforwardness of storming out without having to make such a scene, It's a lot easier.
No throwing water bottles, none of that. Just, I'm off. See you later. Right.
Let's get straight into the game, Tom.
Another thing I love. Another thing I absolutely love is the opposition report from the analyst. Like, again, you've got the animations brought out. You've got those graphs we were talking about earlier. You can see the overall performance. We've got a bit more of a spread on the old polygon there. But yeah, looking good. I fancy us to this. I really do. I think we're gonna get some goals here at the very least.
I think we can potentially tweak the tactics a little bit and then get straight into it and hopefully see some more goals.
Yeah, let's do it. Right. Well, what are you thinking in terms of tactics? Because
I think obviously we were away from home last time. There we go. We need to go more positive for a start. I think we want to do low crosses. If the assistant's asking for it, mate, then
let's do it. Let's get stuck in. Let's get stuck in. Let's get into them. Right. We won't do that. Should we make those changes? Let's do it. I'm on a clicking spree. Right. I'm happy with the squad if you are. As the assistant.
I'm happy with the squad. Let's change tactical preset. We don't need to counter attack. We're at home. We're
bold.
A more talented squad. I think we want the ball, control possession, tiki taka.
Should we go control possession?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. We've had a little impact on their familiarity.
Shift that to positive as well, shall we?
Shall we? We shall. Right. Positive. I'm happy with that. Anyone we can bring in? Should we put Kinyo on the bench?
Yeah.
Well, let's get him in there.
Also, if nothing else, it might help us remember that we need to give him a new contract. So there's always that,
Always that. I'm gonna be risky. I'm going Maverick. I'm bringing him in for the keeper.
Well, you're not, because you're bringing in Truce to Kong. But but I like your thinking, mate. I like your thinking.
Oh no. Oh well. What else was I going to do? There was something else I was going to do as well. Opposition instructions. That's what we forgot last time. We'll ask the assistant. I'm happy with that.
Very nice. Right, let's go. Let's do it.
Sure, let's do it. Fine. We won't put. Do you want King?
Oh, Tom, you've taken the sub out. We're a man short on the bench.
Put him in. I put him in.
There
Don't
we
worry.
go. There he is. There he is.
Don't panic. It's all good. Right. Bella, better meeting this time. They loved it. Yeah. Right. Let's get into it.
Players are only concerned now, which is an improvement.
No staff reaction to team news. We've got them covered. We've absolutely got them covered. I'll tell you what. That starting 11 it's not a championship 11, is it? Really? Were they all there last season? They all were there, weren't they? Premier League.
They're 11. I believe so. Yeah.
I'm going to go with outstretched arms.
Lovely stuff. Cool.
I'm
Let's do it.
going to tell them I believe in them. Oh, we haven't seen these yet, have we? The
Looks
match
lovely,
preview. It looks beautiful,
And
doesn't it?
improvements like this are just trying to replicate a more broadcast feel, aren't they?
Yeah.
The feel that you get when you're watching the game, and try and bring that to life a little bit more. And I think it's fair to say that it's done that.
Yeah.
Alongside with some of the elements that you see in the game as well, like when you make a sub or when a goal notification pops up, all that kind of stuff as well is of a similar vein, all looking lovely, it's fair to say.
Yeah, I love those little animations like pre-match. Oh no. Tell you what, if we concede here. Oh. I tell you what, we promised, didn't we? We said we were going to do 2D. Should we stick it on 2D for a little bit?
Second game in, let's go 2D. That's fine, absolutely fine by me.
Here we go.
It's not the way that I play, but some people are stuck to it, and that's fine.
Cabba with a great finish. I thought we were going to counter then.
Oh, he's offside.
He's offside.
Time to go.
I just want a goal. All I want is a goal.
What highlights are we on, Tom? If we're going to be rattling through games, maybe let's drop it on.
Should we stick it on extended or key?
Let's stick it on key for now, eh? Let's see what
Let's rattle through it. There's been a goal at the John Smith Stadium.
Love these notifications here.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Soccer Saturday style. I like it. If only we had some sort of deal with Cammy and we can get him in.
There's been a goal at the John Smith Stadium, but for who? Oh dear. Right. Oh, goal at Bet365 as well. Look at this.
Goals everywhere, apart from any game that we are involved in.
Yeah. If maybe that could be our style, like just 0-0s all day long.
So,
although
great opportunity here though, and it's Troy at the back stick.
His 10th of the season. He cannot stop scoring. Lovely.
That's just what we needed.
Replay should be in 3D, so we should get both views here. Here we go.
Look at that.
Floated in.
Great ball to the back post.
Bang. And I love those. I love the captions as well that pop up when a goal goes in. Like again, part of that like broadcast feeling. Really, really nice variations of them across the different scenarios in the game as well. Oh, I thought we'd give it 2. Now we're in business. I fancy us to get a 2 or 3 here.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be good for the confidence.
It would be good for the confidence. Although, as I say that,
goals. Hang on a second.
As I say that, he's not going to get there.
He's dived in there.
Oh no! Oh, he's dinked it.
Oh,
that is an absolutely outrageous goal.
I mean, from a purely non-Watford background, it's great that we've been able to see a goal scored of such class. But it's just a shame that it's gone the other way, Tom. To be honest,
it is. It's all about being the defender.
How I feel about it.
Here it is.
He's shown absolute composure.
Oh, it's a little dink. It's a little dink as well.
I'm ecstatic and fuming at the same time.
There we go. We're down to 8 now. We're down to 8 as well.
I know it's a goal against us, but a good example of the animation changes to goalkeepers there as well.
Yeah.
And obviously to finishes as well, and the variety of finishes that you'll see in FM21.
Yeah, goalkeepers will go to ground more easily if they think that that's the best option for them. Strikers have a lot more variety in the sort of shots that they can produce. Obviously, it all depends on attributes. You're not going to get such variation lower down the football pyramid, but when you're watching in the top flight, there's going to be all sorts happening. We're winning the XG battle, but that's about all we've got in our favour. I hope if we draw again. At
least we've seen a goal, mate. All right, I'm not sure what the fans are asking.
I'm going to go. I'm going to try. See, it's worked. We're going to motivate them. All right, that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to get.
I have just popped onto the stream, Tom, and someone's asked what happens to the stream if the manager gets sacked. Obviously, we really captured the imaginations of the audience there with our style of play going forward. But I mean, it's a good question. It's one that we're not going to address unless it happens. We'll have to see. But hopefully we can get the board confidence up. Yeah,
we're not going to get sacked. We're not going to get sacked. We are firmly. We're the right people for the job here.
I'm only saying that because you've got the mouse. A few dumb outs in the chat. Apparently, I'm hearing in my ears, which is not what you need.
If we get a new assistant,
I should point out at this time, Tom is the guy with the mouse. I'm not allowed the mouse. If we're together, and in a place where social distancing wasn't a thing, I'd be grabbing the mouse right now. But Tom, you're lucky that I can't take over the reins, mate.
Right, I'm going to make a sub because
Let's do it. Let's not
I
let
think we
this
left
game
it
get
too
away
late
from
last
us.
time.
A good suggestion in the dugout, Tom, if you want to pay some attention to that.
Oh,
That's
hello.
also new way of
Great
showing
spot.
that.
Let's do it. Andre Gray.
Andre Gray coming in from the right, a position
You're my only
which
hope.
he can play.
I'm tempted. Do you know what? I know he scored, but I am tempted to get Glenn Murray on.
Let's do it. I think there was a few calls for him earlier, actually.
There you go.
So I hope whoever it was, the one person, maybe Glenn Murray's mum, actually in the chat. Who knows that asked for Glenn. I hope they're still around and can see this. It's written in the stars, I think, for a Murray last minute winner.
I bought a menu there. Sorry, lads. Shall we? I'll take. I don't know. I don't think there's another goal in it.
Oh my God! How's this happened? 8 shots on target.
We're just not very good, are we? We're just not very good.
Who are you talking about there? Us or the squad?
Us. The squad's fine. Look at the XG's off the scale. Absolutely off the scale, and yet we're doing nothing. Oh well. 9 shots on target.
There's probably another game in like a day, so it's fine. We can.
Yeah.
Getting told rumours of Tom Davidson maybe on his way out.
Am I gonna have to beg for the job already?
Tom, you're really lucky that Rotherham are next.
Wait, are they bottom?
Rotherham
No,
at home, they're
19th.
20th. They're not 19th at this time, but
tell you what, I'm gonna send the assistant to this one. I just want to get into the next game. I want to win.
Maybe that's what it is. You're focusing too much on the other stuff. You're forgetting about tactics and scoring goals, basically. So,
but believe in the method. Believe in the method here. All right, it's gonna pay off. Right, we've got post-match analysis again. Really useful to see that we absolutely battered them. We should have won that. Oh man. So are we sticking with control possession for the next one? We got a goal with it. The green sheets are there.
I think we could potentially look to add another striker into the mix. I don't know how you feel about that.
Are you saying we go 4-4-2?
More like a 4-2-4.
It's not what you need, is it? Look at that. It is not what you need. Discontent.
Oh,
Should we see what Rotherham's opposition report is like? See, we've got better. So yeah, they are quite clinical in front of goal though, which is not our strength. Yes, thank you. Should we offer him a new deal now? Let's offer him.
Yeah, I was going to say because I obviously forgot to remind you. So,
we can trigger a contract extension clause. Easy. Let's do that.
It's a bit of a cop out. I don't know if he's going to be happy about that, but we've done it now. So there you go.
Fine. It's fine. You might be happy. It might be enough. Right. I'm just going to set all these as well to some of them at least to. Right. Shall we just, while it's saving, just think about how we're going to approach this? Because they're 19th, right? If we lose this, it's a disaster. If we draw again, no one's going to turn up next week.
The Twitch stream might disappear as well.
Yeah, people are going to get bored.
This is talking about the in-game fans. We've got a good number of thousands of people here waiting to see some points, basically some points on the board.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go attacking.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick it on the flanks as well.
It's a good job it saved just before this, Tom, because if we do get sacked, at least it gives us a chance
to
go
back in. Not that we're going to get sacked. There's negativity in the dressing room. Like, you're getting the players down. They're coming to me. They're moaning.
Okay.
Shall we? I'll tell you what I might do. Right. How about this? Bear with me.
Okay.
Should we play? We shouldn't. Should we? Should we do it?
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
It's not too bad out there.
I'm doing it.
Chalobah up front, changing with Andre Gray. Let's do it.
All right.
And then maybe we could tweak the central midfielder roles.
What role do you want? Oh, there we go. Another new screen. Let's see how stats are brought out into this as well. Didn't even mean to do that. What are we thinking for his role?
I'd rather get Gray more advanced,
Okay.
or possibly a poacher, and then let Troy target man, flick-ons. This is what we're resorted to, Tom. We've panicked and we've basically gone for a 4-4-2.
2
with a big man
games.
and little man up top, and it took
2
2
games.
games.
Should we play him as a pressing forward or target man? Target man's just as good. Let's put him as a target man.
There we go. Okay, let's go. Let's get into
All right,
it.
fine.
Let's score some goals.
Let's score some goals. Yeah, let's score some goals. That's really going to happen with us too. Our track record has not been great, has it?
Well, you say that. Last year we did, the same thing with Brentford. When we left that evening, they were top of the league. So I'm not really sure what's happened in a year. Maybe it's the fact that we're not in the office. You've not got that vibe going, But yeah, currently, I mean, we're both sitting in our living rooms and we're not scoring any goals. So we should probably look to change that, I think. But the 4-2-4, I think, should hopefully change our fortunes a bit.
Let's go back on 3D as well, even though we didn't get a goal with it. Right.
Absolutely.
I'm channeling like all the positive energy. That's great.
Hang on. Oh.
It's in. Is he on? He is.
So absolutely ridiculous cross, by the way.
It was, wasn't it? Who was that? Was that Kenya? The ball in?
I think it was Hughes. That fell to Hughes here, coming in on his left.
Oh, look at that. First time and all. First time.
That is ridiculous.
That's pinpoint. There we go. We're off and running. 1 shot, 1 goal. More of that, please.
Beautiful football.
What I love as well, go on. Talk over
I was just going to big up our tactical nous. It's obviously the change of formation that's brought this along, and I can't say I'm not surprised, really.
No, it was just a matter of time, right?
Yeah,
and we are unbeaten, so this would be 3 unbeaten. Let's look at the positives. Let's build that out. Mazy run.
I was going to say Mazy run. Deeney there dropping in with the target man role, which is good. Pico linking.
It's opened up for him. He's got to shoot. Surely, one of you.
Oh, we've overplayed it.
Have we? Yes. Have we? Still alive.
Oh, there he is, the man that you brought in, Tom, with his new contract.
I'll take that. Yeah, you can take the Tom out, chats, and you can, put them away for now.
Comment here straight away. Calm yourself. You're playing Rotherham. Just a nice little step back into reality. But that was a beautiful goal. So whether it's Rotherham or not,
One thing I am going to do is one of the new options I love is you can turn off opposition replays. I don't want to see that. If they score, I don't want to see that. That's one of the things.
Checked 1-on-1. But I agree. We don't need that kind of negativity.
We don't need that negativity. It's one of the things I've been doing on my save.
Oh, yeah, we're getting told, Tom, you need to move the mouse off the screen.
Sorry, I'm getting too excited. I'm getting too...
and I'll have to take it off, yeah.
All right, mate. That's, we're an hour in and there's already a mutiny on the hand. This is a nightmare. I'll tell you what, let's be quite calm. Let's be composed, hands together, sort of like that. I'm very happy. Look at that. Looked inspired and motivated. That's the Davidson way. That is the Davidson philosophy. It's a sea of happy faces on the body language.
How things change in the game, eh?
How the tables. Here we go, Deeney.
Again, throw the goddamn bottle. We demand more bottle throwing. I mean,
you can't throw a bottle every time. Exactly. The players would lose its impact pretty quickly, wouldn't it?
Some slack. You can't just be bouncing water bottles off people's heads when we're pulling them up. It just sends all kinds of mixed messages,
Yeah, exactly. A lot of water bottles you'd be going through as well. Think of that.
Exactly that. Hopefully they're recyclable.
Hopefully. Always recycle your water bottles. Oh, hang on a minute.
People are going to a player's profile soon as well, which we'll definitely do.
Yeah, we can do that.
Show off some more screens there.
Let's hope that this isn't... I thought we were going to see another highlight. Here we go. Building from the back. Here we go. Playing very deep, aren't we, for a side that have got 2 up front and 2 attacking winners?
We could, bump that up a little bit, and we could also show off, Tom, when we do that,
Got the mind.
defensive width as well, which
We'll
would be
do
a good
that.
shout. Let's see how
We'll
this
see the end of his
goes.
highlight, and then we'll do it. Look at this. Look at this. Toying with them. One thing you do see as well is like there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that like hold up play and central sideward passes and that sort of thing while players wait for an opening, because you'll see a lot more players moving around, trying to create space, trying to lose their man, trying to sort of create space for a teammate particularly in the final third, but also in central areas as well. So something you'll see when you get your hands on the game is that sort of movement, and also the defenders moving a lot more as well as they pick up men, drop players, pick them up again, and make that sub. I was going to show off the defensive whip, wasn't I? I'll do it after this highlight.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine. But again, another little tweak that we showed in the social stuff that we had going out, dropping like little features every so often. Obviously, Miles had the ones daily on his channel. You can obviously go back and look at those if you think you've missed them. But we'll be rounding them up fairly shortly as well, so you can see everything in one spot up there.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what. Well, actually, I know what we've done. It's the formation change that I asked for. Although saying that,
sorry, where's the we there? We're a team.
Hang on.
Although if that had gone in, it would be all you. It would be all you on that. Right, I'm going to show off there before I forget. Let's go in here. Let's take a little look. So let's have a look. Out of possession. You can see here. I mean, do we want to change anything? If we show off the defensive width first, you can see the arrows on the pitch there, showing you exactly like where you're pushing players. So you can try and force them outside. You can play quite a standard one where they're coming straight at you, or you can try and force them narrower onto the centre backs. We've been playing standard. I'm quite happy with it. The in possession stats, playing out of a defence. I kind of want to up the tempo a little bit.
Yeah,
because we're sort of
all for it.
Sitting in midfield at the moment, and I want to get the ball forward. So if I what should we do? I'll make a sub while here as well. Actually, I'll make a sub. Who's tired? Who? Should we take him off?
Yeah, I think we can start looking at resting people at the moment.
Yes,
I live to regret that. But we look confident. I mean, there's not been a shot on target again, so although we might be a little bit dull going forwards, perhaps we're completely rock solid at the back. So
absolutely, defences win titles, right?
Exactly, mate. Someone wise once said that. Yeah, you're right.
I tell you what, but we picked the wrong game. Millwall QPR 4-3 thriller.
You say that, we've got the job done.
Is that our first win?
Got the job done. First win. XG looks great. Players are happy. Lots of green ratings going on.
Sea of green.
All fairly good stuff.
Got a lot of games coming up. We're coming to a transfer window as well, so potentially a chance for us to make some signings, strengthen the squad a little bit. Oh, this guy again. Dave Penny jumping in down the front. We just won 2-0. Right, I'm gonna slate him. Right. Let's just bat him away.
Making enemies in the chat and in the game, Tom. You'd love to see it.
Right, was absolutely outstanding. And then you'll see, keep an eye on the end press conference option as well, because there you go. It was grayed out before. You've given enough questions. The press officer's happy, and the press conference. Away we go. And now, before we leave the stadium, we've done the press conference at the stadium. Before we leave the stadium, another reason why the match day flow is altered a little bit. Sometimes you would have to wait until you would see all this information, then do a press conference. A lot of the time, managers are just sort of dragged from the dressing room straight into the press conference before they can leave the stadium, and this is always the last thing you see. So yeah, you'll see a mix-up in the way that we approach things in the game as well. So, how was the next game? 3 days' time. These boys are going to be absolutely knackered, aren't they?
Tom,
we've been playing
jump into a few screens before we jump into the next game.
Sure, we want to see a player profile, didn't we?
Absolutely, mate.
So let's have a look at player profile. Now, obviously, we're all familiar with the attributes. We're on duty stuff. One thing we saw earlier was this. So let's expand this a little bit. This is the coach's report, and you can see here you can change the role as well. So you can see here it's for the target man, because that's his recommended role. You can go in. One thing as well is this polygon will change depending on what sort of player you got. So if I go look at Tom, he hasn't played enough games to get one.
There you go.
Kiko Firmino. So there you go. You can see it's changed to reflect his sort of role and the sort of things you want to see from him. So because he's a wing back, more attacking the defender, you're looking at how many key passes he's making, how he's linking up with midfield. Wing backs we know love to get a ball into the box. Well, how many assists is he getting? So yeah, really, really helpful to sort of base your planning around again. What else do people want to see? We've got a bit of time.
Some people shout for training as well.
Okay, training.
There we go.
It's a good point, actually. We didn't actually look at training because that's probably why they were struggling before we made that tactical switch. So you can see here, we've got them lined up. What else can we show? Let's look at club vision as well, which was obviously one of the things that was really important last year. Still really important. It's, as you saw in the recruitment meeting, forms the basis of the sort of players that they're looking at and trying to recommend to you. So that's really helpful as well.
Nice C- there for us, Tom.
Yeah. We failed to reach the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. We're disappointing in the league. It's all going well. It's all all good stuff.
It's all going swimmingly, mate.
Yeah. That's what it is, swimmingly. Right. We're not playing tonight. That's fine.
That's good. We can get that rest in.
We're knocking on the door of the playoffs. We're level on points and level on goal difference with 6th place. So a win in the next game and the two teams above us lose, we are absolutely laughing. And Blackburn have lost as well, and they're the team right above us. So
a couple of people again pointing out, Tom, and we mentioned it right at the start, but for anyone that sort of jumped in, the game is so much quicker this year.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It really is noticeable as soon as you get into it. That just the changes again under the hood means that your game will load a lot quicker, and you'll spend less time waiting to get into the action. And
also, we're on like our home setups, right? These aren't, usually we'd be in the office and we'd be in a controlled environment where we can make sure the hardware is like top of the range. We can order in new equipment, like top of the range graphics cards, bulk up the RAM, that kind of thing. All the stuff that you need to run, PC games to the highest level. And this is just a pretty average setup, and you can see we're just zipping through things, process things really, really quick. So
absolutely,
it's one of the things you'll notice.
As well, in response to that, some people saying how many leagues you got loaded. We have multiple leagues loaded. Obviously, it's not an insane setup for the purposes of this stream, but we have certainly quite a few leagues going on at the time.
Yeah,
4 countries in my year, lovely stuff. So it's not just that we've got one league and we're just sort of smashing through it. This is a fairly standard setup, and as Tom said, we're all from home, we're all on different Wi-Fi's, and again, it's fairly seamless, Tom, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One bit of good news: Kenny Jackett said we're doing all right. So
that's nice. Apart from the fact that we're under pressure, Watford manager, but that's fine. We can just.
It's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine. We're also second favourites for this. I've just seen, but it's because we're away, right? Because we're away.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Well, I want to get back-to-back wins, and then I'll feel a bit more at ease with how we're doing.
One more screen request, Tom, before we jump into the next one.
Yes, mate. What do we want?
The finances screen is one that's heavily suggested. Before you jump into that, though, the finance icon has changed.
Yes.
Which we haven't heard about yet, of course. But we'll bring it in now.
SI pound note.
SI pound note, there you go. One of the things we should have put on the back of the box, really. An incredible change. But yeah, jump into finances, Tom, because people...
One other thing that's changed, just quickly, the squad icon. Little shirt number on the back now. Little shirt number on the back.
Absolutely.
Right, finances. There's not a lot that's new here. Obviously, it's more the financial stuff this year, as we said in the blog that Miles wrote on the COVID-19 situation. There is a financial impact to that in the game. It's something that we had to balance between that difference between realism and escapism. That was one of the realism things we had to add in because we need to reflect what's happening in football. So you will see in the first season in particular that there's not much money being thrown around by clubs, and your budget as well won't be as big as you might be expecting. So it takes a little while. Slowly but surely, it returns to some levels that you would expect in previous seasons. So if you're the sort of manager who loves to go in and just chuck money about like there's no tomorrow, then wait a couple of seasons and you'll get that back. But yeah, finances stuff. I mean, we're all absolutely fine. FFP, absolutely fine.
Good stuff.
Sponsors, lovely. Projection, we're gonna potentially making a bit of loss, but that's fine.
Let's get off that screen.
We don't even know a reason for them to be angry at us.
We certainly do not, mate. We certainly do not.
Smash day again. We've got our youth intake.
While
Look at that.
A number of new fullbacks. Could be useful.
Good. One of our wingers looks like a very handy prospect.
Well, hopefully we're in the job long enough to get them through, Tom.
Yeah, we got what? 4 months? 3 months?
Yeah.
Come on, it's fine.
Yeah,
we've got Pedro back.
We'll be fine.
We could play Pedro.
Probably not for today. You know what, Tom? Why don't we look at Pedro's conditioning, and we can again talk through that for people that have joined in. I saw a couple of questions about that. So we can look at Pedro as a good example of the new changes to conditioning.
Great shout. So Pedro, here he is. So you can see he's come back. He's excellent condition, but he's still highly susceptible to injury because he's only doing light training. His match load's very light, so obviously he hasn't played. So he's not really up to scratch in terms of his match sharpness. As you can see there, if I pull away from that, he's losing sharpness a little bit because he's been out of action. What do you reckon? Should we have him on the bench as like an option for the last 20 minutes?
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say, mate.
Shall I get off? We only need one striker on this. I'm going to have to say, Perica, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Do you want to stick with the same unchanged 11? I thought it was quite effective last time.
Queen has disappeared. He's injured. I missed that. I've been looking at the chat back and forth.
He's got a cold. He's got a cold.
Bless him.
It is December, right?
Yeah, it's realistic. That's what we're all about. Straight into a new game. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
There's a bit of concern. We'll brush over that. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see any concern.
A few people noticing that there's a goalie on the bench, Tom. And that really does split the room, It's
one of those. We've done both. We dropped him for the last game. He's back on there for this one. You never know. You can be sat there and going, nah, it's not going to happen. And then the one time that you're down to having to play a centre back or even a striker, as we've seen in the past in goal, it's then you regret it, and then you'll never make that mistake again. Let's go with pump fist again. Come on, lads, show me nothing. It's fine. They're composed. They're in the zone. It's fine. We don't need them to look animated.
What you thinking, Tom, for this game?
What, my beta save? Well, this.
Sure.
Sorry, I thought you said first save.
Oh, sorry. This game, son. This game and nothing else.
I am thinking that we're going to scrape this one. I'm going to be positive. We're going to scrape this one. Deeney. Although speaking of beta, for anyone who has just joined or has joined in the last sort of half an hour or so, this is not the beta. Beta isn't out yet. This is a pre-beta version. It's at the bar. That we're playing on. It's a build that the guys are currently testing in the office, that we've got access to. We don't know when the beta's coming out. Dom and I have been prodding Miles. We've been trying to find out so we can sort of plan our first save. We don't know. I don't think Miles even knows yet. It all depends on the changes that are coming in the next couple of days. Trying to see when we can get it out. We're trying to get it out to you, obviously, as soon as it's ready. You'll get it. So just keep an eye out on the FM social channels. That is a great save. He's offside anyway. Keep an eye on the FM social channels. As soon as it's out, you'll obviously be the first to know. One thing there as well. The dugouts. Have you seen the different variety of dugouts that you've got now?
Absolutely, all dependent on obviously the real life quality of the ground and how modern it is and how big it is and all that good stuff. Again, Tom, that sort of leads on to the fact that environments change now, not just dugouts, of course, but the environments that we see in sort of cutscenes, if you like, boardrooms, dressing rooms, press conferences, they all change now depending on the club that you're managing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're managing one of the world's elite clubs, you're going to have probably the best facilities available to you. And you're going to notice that in the quality of the rooms that you're going to be in. You're going to notice some nicer furniture, maybe a flat screen TV on the wall in your manager's office for you to catch up on your daytime TV. But if you're managing lower down the levels, you're not probably going to have the best setup. You're going to have to really take them up the leagues and invest in your facilities to see those changes. You got up there. I was worried. Right, I'm proposing a change because they are all over us. Although we've had more shots. All the
Good
highlights.
stuff. I think Tom, we might have to drop a striker back, and go back to a fairly standard formation.
We are away, aren't we? We probably should.
We're away from home. Birmingham are a good side.
Okay, so
maybe we got a bit too confident. Pop the tactics. Go down.
Yes, sorry,
there
I
we
was
go.
lost there for a minute. So we want to move. Which one do we want to move? Deeney or Gray? Should we keep Deeney?
Yeah, I think we have.
He's been our leading scorer. And then do you want him in defensive mid?
I'll let you make that call, mate. It looks like James Garner's popping up. What we have seen, though, here, and it's been mentioned on the chat, I'm very focused on the chat at the moment now.
Good.
Goalkeeper ratings, of course. Ben Foster there on a 7.1. We saw him a minute ago making a good double save. Goalkeeper ratings has been part of the massive change to ratings in FM21. They benefited from that hugely. And essentially, how that happens behind the scenes is that we've been able to better define the difference between a good save and a great save. And that's something which obviously is objective. But we've been able to define that and really tweak that. And it's led to some much more realistic goalkeeper ratings and goalkeepers getting man of the match more often and stuff. Because they had a bit of a hard time before, Tom, didn't they, in the last few iterations? But
yeah,
I think we've really tweaked it now. I mean, there's still changes. As Tom said, we're not on the latest. Well, we are on the latest version, sorry, but this is not the beta. There's still going to be changes throughout. It's a fine balance, but we're very confident and very happy with the way that ratings are at the moment.
Definitely, yeah, you'll notice an improvement, and particularly with goalkeepers. But you'll see how the additional stats we've got in there now feed into every area of the pitch. So, you might see if the defender makes a certain amount of tackles or wins a certain percentage of tackles, that's going to have more of an impact on their match rating than other stuff that doesn't really fall under their defensive duties. So everything's a little bit more tailored positionally and to their role as well, which is great to see. Right, I've made the change. Let's get back into it. We want a goal. Can I go attacking, or are you gonna? I know we've just put a defensive mid in there, but
yeah, I mean,
at least go positive.
Boys, but if that's what you want to do, mate, go for it.
It's a good save. He had it covered. Oh man, what are the chat feeling about last 20 minutes? What can we do? We're going to need advice here.
I think we definitely need advice. If you've been watching us so far,
it's not been great, has it?
It's not been ideal. But it's a very competitive league. So
I'll tell you what.
So there you go.
I'll tell you what.
Light bulb moment?
No. It's too late. I was going to make a change and I was like, it's too late. Keeper's come off the bar.
Oh no!
It's an own goal.
What are you doing back there?
What's he doing? It's smacked off the bar. That is about as unlucky a goal as I've seen on this game. Wow. 93rd minute as well. 93rd minute. It was a tight game all the way, though, to be fair.
Sacked in the morning. Need to up the tempo. Save and reload, all the good stuff, Tom. As you can expect, the pressure is well and truly on now.
I did not expect that one to hurt, but it did.
I think it might be the best time to bring Miles back in. I think
we're going to need him.
His help a little bit. So we'll sit here while Deck does that behind the scenes and gets Miles back in. Troy Deeney, not happy at all with how we've led the team there.
Oh man, that is so gutting.
Throw the water bottle. Tom and Dom out.
Manager slams team.
Shout. Director of football chat needed. That's what Miles is in this instance. Miles
He
is
is.
our director of football. My God, we need him.
I tell you
Right,
what,
we've got an easy
Miles
game next.
who can? It's not an easy game
next.
either. Oh man. Right, we need to chat through a bit here about what we can do, because we're having a lot of shots, but the quality, it's the XG, isn't it? The quality is just not there. We're getting problems.
Final third, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just not clinical enough. Now, I don't want to blame it. I don't want to blame it on the approach, the controller pressure approach. But are we getting the ball into the right area? Are we taking too long to get that build up?
Yeah, potentially.
Oh,
Miles has joined us
I
now. We're just
completely
waiting
blame
to get
it
him
on
in.
your approach.
There we go.
I completely blame it on your approach, Tom.
Right.
It's been terrible football to watch.
Let's sort it. Let's sort it out.
Hopefully, I'm looking a bit more. Sorry. Hopefully, I'm looking. Oh, I'm being told you can't see me. That might be.
No, we can't. You're an orange blob at the minute, but that's fine. We know you're there.
That might be a good thing. Let me turn my. I'm just going to turn my camera off and then back on again. See if that makes a difference.
Let's do it. While we're doing that, we can talk Tom through some tactics here.
Come on, mate. What do you reckon?
What are you thinking?
I reckon. Okay, so I know it's risky because our results don't reflect it. But how about a bit of tiki taka? Some flair.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Changing the tactic every game seems like a good way to go.
You know, you've got to tinker, right? You've got to tinker at this level. Maybe not to this degree, but you know, you've got to think. I reckon. Let's not have much lower. Maybe we should. One of the things we talked about in the AI blog was the different ways that the focus play either down the flanks or through the middle has changed, and you can open up some space. So I reckon we've got pretty decent wingers. Anyway, so should we try and I reckon if we try and play through the right and get the ball to Sarr, and then hopefully he can work his magic, open up some space for maybe some of the players in the central areas, maybe some players on the left to get in there, and we can just sort of quickly hit teams.
Tom, boost the tempo a bit.
Right, how high are we talking?
I think somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle is fine. I think.
Okay. So let's have a look. We can. Tom, do you reckon are we playing too narrow? Because I did think that in the last game. Like all our passes seem to go from sort of wide areas initially, and then we sort of try to concentrate things through the two centre mids and the two strikers. So I'm just going to try. Maybe if we play fairly wide, I don't maybe want to go too wide. But with Ben combined with that, I'm liking this. I can see some logic here, which is something we haven't had at this point. It helps to think about your tactics, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It goes a long way. Can we get Pedro back in, please?
Your first chance to manage him, isn't it?
So what I'm really after, to be honest. I'm sort of obsessed with him.
Where do you want him?
He's brilliant. On the left.
On the left instead of Success.
Yeah, unless Miles, you disagree with that?
I'm fine with bringing Zhao in.
Do you want him as an inside forward?
Absolutely.
4-2-4, blimey.
It worked. It worked in one game, but that feels like a long time ago now. But okay, right. Well, we can try that. That's our third different system we've tried in the course of the hour and a half we've been on. Oh no, that's not what you want to see, is it? Brentford clash could be managers last. Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Have you guys been having a disaster on the stream when I've been away?
Not. I mean, we lost
to Birmingham
away last time out, but it was a 94th minute
goal.
So yeah, it was unlucky. But
it was unlucky.
But we've only won one as well, so it depends which way you look at it, I think.
I've saved it purely in case this is our last one, and then we can hopefully just jump back in until we get a win.
I can't believe you're even considering that.
Desperate times. Right. We're not going to lose this. It's going to be fine. We're going to win. Although Brentford quite wasteful in front of goal. Very tough to break down at the back. Exactly not what you don't want to see when you've scored, 3 goals? Is it 3 goals we scored, Dom?
Just the 3 goals, yeah. Just the 3. Sarah and Deeney. Showing
2
what
of
they
them
can
in
do
one
in
game.
this league.
Okay.
Lots of sacked in the morning chat. Lots of questions that if we get sacked here, is Miles going to sack us in real life? Which seems pretty harsh.
I'm not that harsh.
Can you confirm or deny?
It would be incredibly embarrassing, though, wouldn't it?
It would be.
What a way to go out.
Well,
live to 3,600 people.
I might have to take over tactical duties after this match.
Honestly, we need all the help we can get. The way it's gone tonight has been difficult for us, but tough side against Brentford. I think Pedro could be the difference. I really do. I'm with you, Dom. I think he could be all right.
Let's do it.
Right, let's go with.
Let's go. Let's kick off. Yeah, they are the boys.
I'm pretty nervous, I'm not going to lie, about this one.
That's often what happens, Tom, really, when you get told that this result could cost you your job.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh no. It flags up. And there's no VAR.
No VAR, thank God. But it's just an early warning sign of time.
It is an early warning sign.
It's absolutely fine.
Early warning sign.
It's all right, lads. We're being shown how not to manage. Exactly that. That is something that we planned actually before. That's what we're going to do in this stream. That is what we're all about here.
Hang on a minute. Oh, I thought he was going to turn and do something wonderful.
You can't say that every time we get the ball.
At this point, just having the ball would be decent for us. We've not had it.
It's not been that bad. Great save from Foster.
What are you guys doing?
What's going wrong? Okay, we've got to win this header. Yes. Go on. Oh, I thought we were going to get counter-attack then. That would have been glorious. It's been all Brentford so far, hasn't it?
Yes.
Our old club as well, Dom.
Yeah, the club we managed last time around last year. It's a great cutback.
Yeah, I'm doing tactics at half-time, lads. Sorry, this is just not enough. It's the director
there, though.
It's the director of football taking over.
I'm gonna hand over control to you, Miles, because every time I've touched the mouse, it's gone wrong.
A good example there, though, to be fair, of a winger getting to the byline or a fullback getting to the byline and cutting the ball back.
It was a lovely cutback. If that had been for us, I would have been going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the things that we are seeing in the match engine that we want to highlight are all against us. But, apart from that, they're all fine. Miles, can you confirm if you have the mouse?
I have the mouse.
You have the mouse, the brilliance of technology. And so we can now, Tom, sit back, watch some magic happen.
This is what we should have done.
Too much pressure.
I can't guarantee that this is going to fix it, but this is certainly what I'm going to try.
That's a great. Has a manager ever been replaced at half time? No. But tell you what, I do feel relieved. The pressure's sort of off a little bit now.
What? Because I'm taking over?
Yeah.
You should be very afraid. You should be.
No, we're still a team here, chaps. We're still a team.
We'll lose together.
Unless we get sacked, in which case it's all Tom's fault and we should cancel the stream. Miles, talk us through what you're doing here.
So I'm giving us a bit more in midfield because we were getting overrun in midfield. Let's be frank. So going with a deep line playmaker, a ball-winning midfielder, and a box-to-box player. Having one person up front as a poacher, I don't think is ever a good idea. So I made a little change there. So let's bring on Garner. I'm going to have Etienne playing as the ball-winning midfielder. Let's see if he's capable of doing that. Yes, he's very capable of doing that. I'm also going to take off Mark Navarro and bring on Ngakia just because I can. I'm a big fan of Ngakia, so I'd always like him playing. I've changed Pedro to being an attacking inside forward. Still have Sarr playing as a winger, which is a bit of a weird one, actually. So I'm going to change that as well. I'm going to have Sarr as an inside forward. And the reason for that is if Ngakia is playing as a wing back, then they're just going to be crossing over each other quite a bit if you're playing there. So if you then look at the analysis, I don't know if you've shown this yet, but this shows you a really nice heat map of areas where we're going to be dangerous and areas where we might not be. Let's just turn that off again to get back to normal. Have a look. Oh. Okay, so I've made a few changes. So let's see if that will work. I'm also going to do the thing that you didn't do, Tom. I'm just going to ask my assistant because all you've got to do is press one button, and then you're done. Now let's see. Will this let me go back to Team Talk? Or will it just start? Oh yeah, it lets me go to Team Talk. So I'm going to be assertive, and I expect to see a much better performance. There we go. A couple of players not happy with their body language, but the others seem all right. And Andre's been substituted anyway. So let's start the second half and hope that it's made my changes.
Here we go.
Yeah, it has. Okay.
We get an instant goal here. Well,
I'm not sure how I'd feel. Embarrassed. Overjoyed. Especially if it comes from Sarr and then Ngakia down the right as well. Well, we switched the play.
Ooh.
Well, with a ball like that, it's not going to help us, is it?
There you go.
Come on, Sarr, he's got that.
I'm also going to change the mentality after this attack. Come on. Yes! I'm going to change to a positive mentality. Can I just say to the others on the stream, can't get the staff nowadays.
That's why he's the boss. That is why he's the boss.
Yeah. Is that
We're probably going to lose this 4 or 5 now that I've switched to positive. But
Ngakia assist as well. Unbelievable.
Textbook. Absolute textbook.
Well, Tom, I'm not sure what we were playing at before, but it's an absolute Miles masterclass.
There we go.
Go
again.
Go emoticons.
It's got it.
Oh my word!
This is absolutely incredible.
See, when things like this happen, I just think maybe I should be working on the team. I don't know.
In a real football manager job.
Can I have
incredible?
Jacobson ball in the chat.
This is Jacobson
is
ball.
Well and truly with her.
The main change between this and normal Jacobson ball is I would normally be playing slightly different roles in the midfield. But yes, Jacobson ball in the house. Well defended as well. Come on, Yellow.
If this is going to be 3-1 here. Oh my word.
Genuinely insane
heavy
stuff
touch.
Ngakia assist and goal from right back after 10 minutes of being on the pitch.
Have you noticed that Sarr is looking a bit tired here? So I've still got control of the mouse. You can give it back to Tom in a minute, but
no, I don't want it now.
I don't want to do that.
I don't
want to do that.
No one wants that.
I'm gonna now bring on Isaac Success and switch round Pedro and Success because Xiao can play on the right or the left.
It's 3-1.
And we scored a goal whilst I was making changes.
That's how easy it is.
At least we'll get to see the replay.
I've never felt more embarrassed in all my life. For look at that as well. 3 goals in 7 minutes.
Tom, I just saved your job.
You did.
So don't feel embarrassed. Just be happy.
I'm internally grateful. Look at that, and that's another thing as well. You now see the offside calls if they're marginal as part of a replay. But this has been an absolute masterclass from the gaffer.
Dear. Back, though. The pressure's on. Don't sit back too much.
Set piece.
It is entertaining. That's true.
It's better than the 0-0 we witnessed, first of all.
Yeah.
And they still have a better XG than we have as well, which shows quite how bad your first half was. So there's nothing we can do with Etienne because I've made my subs already. So
just got to see it out.
They've gone more attacking. So I'm going to go very defensive for the last couple of minutes.
We've done it, surely.
There we go.
Get in there.
Just like that. As easy as that.
There, Miles. Man of the match for Sarr. Changing his role.
And Ngaki got an 8.2 and he came on at half time, which is...
Actually, Ngaki getting 8.2 as well. Have you spoken about the new match ratings yet?
We did a little bit, yeah, mainly about goalkeepers, but, again, across all areas.
The whole lot has been ripped up and started again. So loads of work has gone into this. We've highlighted the goalkeepers because the goalies were where we really had problems with previous versions of the game. But you can tell how important wing backs are if they start getting assists in the game. So those ratings have gone up dramatically as well. And the players that didn't do that well didn't get that much of a boost as you'd see in real life. So there is definitely more emphasis on assists and goals, much like there is in real life when it comes to match ratings. I always get quite annoyed with man of the match stuff when I'm watching live games because they don't necessarily appreciate a defensive midfielder as much as I do. But you'll see here, we're still appreciating defensive midfielders by Etienne being able to get a 7.4 whilst playing in a ball-winning midfielder role.
Unbelievable, right?
I'll hand it back over to you, Tom. Look, you can even do the team talk.
I mean, it's not even going to go right for me at this point. I'll tell you what, they've been good, stretched arms, and we'll go with what a comeback that was because it was absolutely ridiculous in that first 10 minutes of the second half.
People are saying here that if they've learned one thing from this stream, it's that if you're losing at half time, what you need to do is call Miles Jacobson and get him in. And get him to sort of look at your team.
Reach out to me on Twitter, but I don't think I'll be able to be that.
How much time have you got?
Right. We've got a couple of days, I think, before our next match. It's Huddersfield, who are struggling a little bit, I think. Yeah, they're down in 16th, winnable.
Some things people are asking while we're sort of jumping around between games. More about XG for people who maybe don't know what it is, how it's calculated, how it works in the game. Can we enlighten them a little bit there?
Yeah, we've got two of the best mathematicians in the studio working on it, so I'm not going to be turning around here and trying to reveal every little indices that goes into it. But one of the big differences between our XG and a lot of the XG models out there is the prevalence of defensive positioning in there as well. And that is there in some of the XG models, just not all of them. Our model tends to be a little bit more stingy than some of the other models out there, because that's just who we are and what we do. But the idea of XG is to basically it looks at the position that you are on the pitch, the difficulty of the shot, the defensive positioning, the goalkeeping positioning, and there are a bunch of other indices that we're looking at as well, that we're not revealing every part of it at the moment, because there's also more stuff that we want to add longer term. But our XG will look different to the XG that you were seeing on Match of the Day last season, for example. I don't know if they still have it this year, because Watford aren't in the Premier League anymore. So I'm tending to watch live matches in the Prem rather than Match of the Day every week. But it's something that we've wanted to work on for a while, and the two guys that at SI that were working on it alongside Sci Sports. One is a very, very clever guy to the point that he's a doctor, which I'm not. And he's a mathematical whiz. And then a guy that we brought in a couple of years ago called Elliot, who actually spent a lot of time working in analytics departments at Premier League winning football clubs, or a particular Premier League winning football club. And he joined us initially, was working on the rule groups in the gameplay side. Then he moved across this year to work on what we call the ANS revamp, which is analysis and stats. So adding in the data, adding in the extra data analysts, so that we've now got data analysts and recruitment analysts in game. So tactical analysts, recruitment analysts, and he was heavily involved with putting the XG model together.
That leads me perfectly, Miles, as if you knew what I was about to say. If we could have a look at the new staff role, plenty of people have been asking for that, and it seems a good opportunity to do so. Tom, as you, for some reason, have the mouse again, could you do that for us?
Absolutely. Which one? Performance analyst?
Sure.
Or recruit?
Take it away.
Recruit.
Well, performance analyst was kind of in the game before, just called analyst. So this would be the person that would do it all. Whereas what we've done now is switched it round so that the performance analyst concentrates on the performance side of things, and the recruitment analyst is on the recruitment side of things. But you'll notice here the analysing data stat for players. So that, here we've got someone who could do both of those roles in Jamie, but in real life, Jamie is employed by Watford on doing the recruitment side of things and looking at all of that data. He's even got his own. He's even got his own little biog. Lovely.
There you go.
Yeah, joined us from West Ham.
Cool.
As did Jeremy Ngakia.
I'll tell you what, he's going in.
I wonder
he's going in.
Well, please get rid of your stupid formation, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You were playing with a target man and a poacher.
That was not me. That was the Watford fan assistant manager. Right. I'm looking at you, Tom, for that.
Okay.
All I'm doing is looking at the chat, nothing else.
Sure.
Some people, however, and it depends how dictated we want to be by the chat in our tactics. And I know we just come off a big win. Some people are asking for number 10s. The role
as in an AMC
playing game. Is that something? As an AMC, yeah.
Personally, with the players that Watford have, we don't really have a natural AMC. So all I was doing when I was changing things round was, and it's an absolute key thing of finding the right role for the player and the right blend for the team. So if you just have Deeney there as a target man, this could work with two inside forwards, because you could be hitting the ball up to Troy. He could be nodding it off to inside forwards. The problem with having a target man and a poacher when you've got inside forwards is effectively you've got four strikers all standing on top of one another. So, for Andre Gray, poacher is probably the right role. And you could argue the big man, little man thing with Troy flicking the ball on. Could work, but it just wouldn't work if you have inside forwards as well. And people in the chat are probably right that you could have an AMC in this role, but we don't really have one unless we play Domingos Quina there, and we could do that, but it's just going to imbalance things a little bit. And we saw how overrun in the midfield we were going in the first half in the last game. And that's because you basically had four forwards on the pitch trying to be in central positions.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be a risk.
Are we happy with that?
Change a winning formula. Absolutely.
Are we happy with that?
No. Can you change Hughes, please, to a deep lying playmaker?
So I knew there was one thing I forgot. There we go. Do anyone support?
Support, please. Yeah.
Lovely. Right. Opposition instructions as well.
Well done.
I'm learning. I'm learning as I go through.
You saw what a difference doing opposition instructions makes.
Absolutely.
Ben Foster up front, says the chat. Thoughts?
maybe if we're winning like 5-0.
I also wouldn't have Ben playing as a sweeper keeper. Just change him to a goalkeeper.
Let's make that change. There we go.
Let's do it.
Right. Let's get some momentum going. Let's keep this good form. I say really good form. 1 win going. Okay. No surprises in the team news.
Good stuff.
Arthur, happy with what we've got. Okay. What should we do here? I reckon let's go assertive. Give the fans the money. Give them their money's worth, because they travelled up to Huddersfield with us.
Some people asking who's in charge for this game. We should point out that Tom has regained the mouse for this one. But as we all know, if things aren't quite right at half time, we can
hand it over. We can hand it over.
He has taken control again, but with quite a lot of advice. So
yes,
it will be my fault if we are losing at half time.
There's a few guys who must have joined fairly recently, obviously seeing the match, seeing that there's crowds in the match too. So Miles, could you potentially talk more about our decision with real world football versus what we're seeing here?
Yeah, what a great time to do that. So look, we've decided to take a balanced approach to COVID and its role in game, and normally we would be being as realistic as possible, right? So we wouldn't have crowds then. That's the kind of thing that people would be expecting from us. But what we saw during lockdown is our play times went up dramatically. And so many people were reaching out to us, telling us how the game was helping with their mental health and their capacity to actually cope with what was going on in the real world. I think anyone who played FM20 would have seen loads of mental health charities being advertised in the game. Again, that was part of the same thing, trying to make sure that people were able to get the help that they needed. And we felt that if we didn't have fans in the crowd, that could be a trigger for people to actually remind them of what was going on in the real world when they're playing our game to try and escape the real world. So it's a really different scenario to things like Brexit and, having players coming out, the latter of which was a statement, the first of which was a factual thing that is going to happen in real life, but no one knows the full outcome of it yet. So we put loads of different scenarios in there. So we've tried to be balanced. So the transfer system, we have reworked to take into account that there is not a lot of money in the world at the moment, but there will be money in the world again at some point at football clubs, and that's when the transfer market will pick up again. So you will notice that players in game that before you would have been signing for 5 to 20 million, those players are going to be a bit cheaper. The players that you might have signed before from 1 million to maybe 7.5 million are going to be a lot cheaper than that. But the top end players and the best young players will still retain their value, as has happened in real life. You'll also see more loan to buy type deals. So loan deals with a mandatory fee, which is clubs basically going, we don't have the money now, but we'll have it in a year. So we'll pay you the full amount of money then. So we've definitely made some changes to take into account the real world, but it's those trigger points and us wanting to make sure that everyone who plays the game is safe and has the I can't really think of the right word. Basically, we're caring about everyone who plays the game, and we want to just make sure that everybody out there is getting the support that they need during these really difficult time. I don't think any of us enjoy being in home prison, right? And there are even restrictions in Sweden now that haven't been in place before. So it's going to carry on for a while. We want people to feel safe inside FM and not have to worry about the world outside.
Here. Thanks for that, Miles. Plenty of agreement there in the chat as well. But good to to get sort of words from your own mouth as well as the blog, which you can read as well, which goes into more detail, and obviously is there for you at any time, which is on our web.
Tom, please change the mentality.
What do you want it on? Positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I try my best to be positive. I don't know why they're suggesting bringing on Glenn Murray for Will Hughes, but but let's do some substitutions and see who we've got on the bench.
Okay, I'll open up the full the full tactics pitch.
Yeah,
So
I actually find myself using this more than the quick sub now in game. I don't know why, because I was a big quick sub advocate. It was one of my things. So Etienne Capoue, even though he isn't necessarily fit, is probably a better person to bring on than Glenn Murray, I would have said, for Will.
Let's do it. Let's make that change.
Okay.
The risk, but I like
and
it.
the other change is to please change to a pressing forward for Deeney. And I'm going to give him 10 minutes as a pressing forward.
We're going to attack.
Attack, yeah. 10 minutes as a pressing forward. If that's not working, we'll bring on Glenn or Dre.
Cool. Right, 10 minutes, Deeney. You heard the man.
Here we go, chaps.
Here we go. Here comes the magic already. Tell you what, if we get 3 goals in 7 minutes again. Oh,
again. This is getting ridiculous.
Jacobson
now.
ball strikes again. What more can you say?
Masterclass.
He knows what he's doing. He definitely knows what he's doing.
Instant impact.
Maybe Ollie should give me a call this week.
Okay, so 1-1.
Oh, for England. It's like he's played the game before.
I do probably have a bit of an advantage there. Troy's looking tired. You're seeing there you've got the double. We should look to introduce fresh legs. So if you click do it on that, I'm interested to see whether this particular bug's been fixed. It has. Hallelujah. I've been asking for this one for months. It didn't do anything before, whereas now it's taking you to the tactics screen. So I'm Zhao off, Isaac on.
Okay. Oh.
Please.
There we go.
And Glenn or Dre, you choose for the new pressing forward.
Dom, you have the call.
Can we ask the chat?
Great. Chat.
Okay.
Won't the chat want to bring
10 seconds?
Won't the chat want to bring on Striker McStriker face though? Isn't that what normally happens in polls?
If he was on the bench, probably. It's overwhelmingly Glenn Murray, apart from maybe one Ben Foster.
Okay, he's coming on. What role do we want him in?
Go.
Do we keep him as a pressing forward, or do you want him as a...
No, absolutely as a pressing forward.
Love it. Okay. Thermo subs. We've got 14 minutes left to try and get a winner.
Hang on.
We can count it here.
Oh, it's all Glenn Murray's fault.
Yeah, it is.
That was probably his man.
Whose idea was Glenn Murray?
Oh dear.
It is the chat's fault. I'm saying that was his man. You could see he lost him at the front post.
Oh, no, not another one.
Not again.
Okay, all right, come on, go.
Here we go.
Go on, Ishmaela.
Got the pace. We know he's got the pace. He's in.
Glenn
Murray.
Get in.
Flag stays down. It's the goal.
Chat room, well done.
I'll take everything back. He can't mark a man from the corner, but he knows where the back of the net is.
He does.
Inspired stuff.
Tom, can you log this bug, please? That the previous goal scorer has been logged as this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Great
so
spot.
can you please grab that so that we can get that? Well, hopefully get that fixed before beta.
Absolutely.
And send it through directly to Ant, please.
Will do.
Thank you.
Hang on a second.
We could get a winner here. This would be incredible.
Hang on. Glenn! Oh my word. That would have been inspired.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Oh,
pushing the back defenseman. And that, to be fair, finding bugs at this stage, we've said many a times this isn't a final build or a beta build or anything like that. We've had a few comments of people saying it looks ready to go, but Miles, there is still stuff going on, and there will be stuff going on, for the next few days possibly. But even when the beta comes out, it's not a final version of the game.
Oh no!
Is it?
Once the beta's out, we put it into as many people's hands as possible. With everyone who pre-ordered, which is a lot of people this year. Thank you very, very much for your continued support. I say that a lot on social. Really do mean it, because every year we make a game, we don't know if we get to make another one the next year. So your support is essential for us to, one, still have jobs, and two, still be able to entertain everyone. But yeah, the point of the beta is to get it out there, to get a lot more eyeballs on there so that people can be finding things. So we get it to a level of as much polish as we can. We still know that there will be some problems in there when we launch the beta, because we're prioritizing bugs at the moment of when to fix them. But finding something like that here, that is one that I would want fixed before the beta. And there are a bunch of people who I've seen rumors today saying, oh, it's coming tomorrow. For a start, never listen to any rumors unless it comes from my account or the FM account or someone who works in the studio. People are guessing because we don't know when the beta's coming yet. It is highly unlikely, based on tonight, that it's going to be tomorrow. I know that's going to disappoint some people. If it's not tomorrow, it won't be over the weekend either. But we will roll out the beta as soon as we are happy with it, and as soon as we can get the clearance to use the necessary bandwidth to be able to do it, which is another consideration at the moment. Whilst we're in the middle of a pandemic, there are restrictions on those kinds of things, because the emergency services, the hospitals, they need the bandwidth. So our normal launch times will probably not be the case this year, but we will roll it out as soon as we think it is ready. And that will be circa, as we always say, circa means around 2 weeks before launch. So that could be a day before 2 weeks. It could be a day after 2 weeks. It could be exactly on 2 weeks, but it's going to be, give or take 1 or 2 days basically for the 2 weeks before launch. I think you can all see that we are working as hard and as fast as we can to get it out there to you. But you're seeing tonight something that's pretty close, and I haven't seen the chat, so I don't know what the reaction's been like. Are we seeing general positivity, guys?
Absolutely. I mean, if anything, people are asking us to drop it now, which is why I asked. But
Okay,
yeah, thanks for rounding that up. Obviously, there are still things we're working on behind the scenes, but like you said, Miles, it's close. It's close, and it'll be ready when it's ready.
What I will say is we're on 25th of December, so Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas, chaps.
Merry Christmas.
And we've got a pre-match press conference to attend for our Christmas duties.
It happens.
It does. It does. So let's get through it.
Football doesn't get Christmas.
The whole team wants to bounce back. Emi Buendia, yeah, great player. What can we say about him? I'm not going to say he's not been that good, because we know how good he is. A patient possession game. I mean, we're playing a pretty patient possession game, so I'm gonna smile warmly at that, and I'm gonna say they're keeping the ball incredibly well. Again, the wag of a finger comes out. We're losing the support of the squad. Well, hang on a minute. Negative straight away. I don't agree with that at all. Can Adam Messina earn a place in the team? We'll answer one more and then we'll jump out. Can he? Sure. Will he? No. There we go. What a way to end it. Okay, so Boxing Day fixture coming up. And it's a tough one. We are away.
Top of the table.
At top of the table. Which is just what you want when you're just starting to try and get some form together. And we're throwing in...
I'm just going to go off camera a sec because I need to grab myself a drink. Sorry, hang on 1 second.
No problem.
Right, Dom.
I don't have far to go, so it's all good.
Let's. I think let's stick with what we had. I might change Deeney to a pressing forward from the start.
Yeah, that would make sense.
We're learning.
That worked pretty well.
Can I just look at the squad a little bit, because
Sure.
Well, Capu's fit again. Why is Etienne unhappy at the moment? Do we know?
Feels the club is underachieving, and that's
he's right.
Well, there's 3,418 people who agree with you at the minute, I think, Etienne.
Can we please put Tom Cleverley on the bench?
Sure. For anyone in particular?
I'd just get rid of the sub keeper when in doubt. Poor old Daniel.
We'll get shouted at earlier. Let's split a room.
Is there a reason why Ken Sema isn't in the team? Is it an irrational hatred from Dom?
Absolutely not. I'm loving
it.
You
love him, don't you, Dom?
Can we put Ken in for Adam Messina, please?
Yes, of course.
Even though the press were asking, and then put Messina in on the bench for either Gray or Glenn Murray.
Let's do it for Glenn Murray. I know he got a goal last time. His ratings better. Let's do it.
Okay, fine. I was going to say do it for Navarro, but it's cool. It'd be good to have. It would be good to have a righty and a lefty on the bench.
Cool. Right. 4-2-3-1.
And positive from the start, please.
We'll do it. We're against top of the table, but actually we're at home. We're not away.
Can we look? Can we look at possession as well, please?
Yes.
Can we go up one click for passing directness and take off the focus play down the right?
Of course. Right, are we happy with that?
I'm content rather than happy.
I'll take content at this stage. I'll take content. Right, let's get into the dressing room.
Okay, there's 10 players worried about the formation.
Now, while this loads up, I've seen some chat in the chat box about the FMFC shirts. Obviously, we've all got on. Now, we mentioned this right at the start, but if you've joined sort of halfway through or recently, we've all got the same shirts on, the FMFC shirts, which dropped today. The shirt designs were something we designed ourselves, along with Hummel, and we're really glad to have the War Child sponsorship on here, of course, and also kick it out on the sleeves. The supports FMFC, the launch.
We did work with a creative agency as well on the shirt, didn't we, Tom?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just so nice to get our game branding in a football shirt. It's about time that we did that.
Absolutely.
But it supports FMFC, which is our new sort of member-only content hub, which you can go and sign up to now. Plenty of stuff, incentives, content, the chance to win shirts like these. And we said it earlier as well, but these will never be available to purchase. These will only ever be gifted or won in prizes, and there's so many opportunities to do so. So if you're liking the shirt and you're getting some love there in the chat, then go and sign up, and you can hopefully at some point along the season get your hands on one of these.
They also feel lovely, and I don't support a club that's had a Hummel shirt before and didn't realise how good their shirts actually feel. So very comfortable wearing this. Oh, it's raining a bit. It's not like Watford. It's always sunny in Watford.
No white Christmas here.
Of course, it's Boxing Day.
It is. Well, yeah, Boxing Day. Yeah,
one of the best days of the football calendar.
Tell you what, they are
looking
looking very comfortable on the ball, aren't they? That's a lovely through ball.
Lovely run. Good
save.
Away.
It's a good save. We slipped up the playoffs as well.
Good question here. Does weather affect the players? Does it affect the match engine?
Yes, absolutely. The ball behaves differently depending on the weather, particularly in the ball physics. Players will get more tired. You're going to have less people sprinting in the rain because it's too dangerous for them to do. So everything in the game has an effect in the game.
Foster again, keeping us in it.
It's hard not to pause when that happens. Your heart's in your mouth.
So Mark Duffy, who is our development director, has just reminded me that we had a Hummel shirt for Watford between 93 and 95. Thank you, pedant.
Christian!
Well, that was the Blaupaunt shirt. That's quite a nice shirt. The material now is much nicer than the material that I had in 1993, Mark. But thank you for pointing out my mistake to me. Nice goal. Excellent.
A lovely goal from FM fan, we should say.
If he's watching as well.
Watford player second, Christian Cabasella.
He might be watching, you never know. Tell you what.
Thoroughly lovely.
Hopefully, but if he is.
Thoroughly lovely bloke as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's ambitious, isn't it?
With a wild pass there from Pedro. I'm not sure what that was, but it's good. We've got a goal up against top of the league, as we said earlier. Exactly what we need, as we're still under pressure slightly from the board. So many good players.
They've got a lot of good players, haven't they? Oh, that's a lovely little move. They've got lots of good players. It's quite. This was a top flight game last season as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot of players, probably you could say, that are good enough to potentially still be in and around the top flight as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But I'll take it. We've got the lead.
We're looking good. Pretty
even on the XG as well. But all that matters is we're 1-0 up. Right. Dom, what do you reckon? Upper team talk.
Got to be positive.
What are we thinking? Outstretched arms?
Yeah, okay. Outstretched arms. Palms open in praise. I like it.
And we're going with... Let's go with... I'm pleased with how things are going. There you go. Worked a charm. Hopefully, they can keep it going and won't take their eye off the ball.
Let's do it.
I do like how you guys are never asking me to get involved with the team talks, seeing as you've seen my Twitter account and my ability to annoy people when I'm trying to be nice on there. I do seem to have a gift for saying the wrong thing.
Okay, Miles, we can stick to the tactics with you, and
that's fine.
The PR manager. Tom, the PR manager, do the team talk.
I'll tell you what, this has been a lot more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be...
Tom, can you do what your assistant's telling you to and change the... Oh, too late.
Sorry, missed it. Hopefully we're going to again. I was going to make a sub because Will Hughes is looking... I'll see it after this highlight, but Will Hughes is looking pretty...
few people asking for shouts, Tom, as well.
Okay. We'll have one now. We'll have a shout for that.
Result.
We'll just... I'll tell you what, we'll encourage the team with that one.
Tom, one other thing that I'm worried might be a bug, so probably something else to let Ant know about, is the fact that the dugout basically disappeared on about 65 minutes. Everything cleared, whereas that stuff should still be there. So I think we just found another thing there. So apologies if that one isn't fixed by the time of the beta. We'll look at fixing it by release. But you are seeing this stuff happening live.
Let's bring
the beauty of it, right?
Absolutely. But people can also see the process that we go through when we're making the call of whether it's ready or not. That's something that we would like fixed. But there you go. See, it's back again and now it's vanished. That's definitely a bug.
Cool. We'll log that.
Thank you.
This is why we're in pre-beta, as Miles said. Well, we've seen it out. We've beaten the top of the league, and not just beaten them quite comprehensively as well. 8 shots on target, 1.24 xG. James Garner, man of the match.
We've done well there, lads.
We have done very well.
Not a lot from the attackers. Pedro had a good game, but Sarr and Dini pretty average, but solid. Look at that, numbers across the back, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right, Miles, take us away with a team talk?
No, I'll just annoy everyone. I can turn around and say the nicest things that I can possibly think of on Twitter, and someone will still come back and have a go at me about it. So I'm obviously terrible at team talks. I let my assistant do them most of the time.
Well, there we go.
We'll get you on an emoji course.
I could really do with that. I even pointed that out the other day. Like, I'm saying positive things, and even I think they're stroppy by the way that I've said them. So yeah, learning emoji. Is there such a thing as an old man emoji course?
I'm not sure. If there's not, I might make one. That seems.
There you go. That's your idea.
Well,
side hustle.
Someone did ask me to throw a water bottle at them today on social, and I managed to find a wave emoticon and a baby bottle emoticon, which I presume is throw a water bottle, right?
There you go. That's lesson 1 of the
course.
So.
That's good. So I'm trying.
I don't know if this is intentional, but what a result! Can't believe it. I'm absolutely buzzing from a Hornets fan.
Yes, all of those little touches. You will see that with other clubs as well, but you are more likely to see it with Watford. The little alliterations that you have in there, and those little touches, they are. So Nick Habersham used to work on those. He's now a programmer, and Phil Rolfe is the person behind a lot of those now.
There's some nice ones as well. If we have time to get into a transfer window, you'll see those sort of like wild rumours. Like my mum's friend's hairdresser just saw so-and-so getting off the plane at the airport. All that sort of stuff. The stuff you love to see on deadline day is all in there.
There is always someone has been spotted in Nando's in Watford one from me.
We're still on the verge of a sack, apparently. But I tell you what, the press have got it out for us. We're going to turn this around.
But when you're playing as Watford, your minimum target is to get promoted. So
yeah, I think if we go into the club vision,
we're 5th at the moment.
We need to win the league.
Okay, so they want us to win the league here.
Yeah.
You can go for second space, but whoever set this game up decided to give us a real challenge. And how many points are we on top of the league at the moment?
I think we're at least 10. No, we're actually 13 off Norwich.
13 points. So it's not looking good at the moment to win the league. If we can get ourselves into second place, or if we can get into third and build up the gap a little bit, that pressure will start coming off.
That's what we're aiming for. That is what we're aiming for. Chalobah's out for 6 to 8 days.
Hughes is out. Time. That's not good.
We're going to be short on midfield. We might have to, for one game only, move away.
Okay. Capu's recovered. Cleverly, Garner, Queen, Domingos Queen are on the bench. Shouldn't be too bad.
Now, despite the goal of winning the league, of course, we're not going to get that done today, and we are running out of time a little bit. So I wonder if we can squeeze one more game in.
I want to show one thing first, please. Tom, do not press continue. Do not press continue. Can you go to the scouting, please? Go to scouting.
Yes.
Because I absolutely love this. Go to players. So player search. Players on interested in loan, please.
Okay. Not take transfer off.
Take transfer off. So let's look for someone we might be able to afford. So who can we afford?
I'll scroll down a little bit because we can probably get a bit of money out of the board after that cash injection. So if I scroll down to sort of like,
let's just have it, because we're not going to sign this person. So let's just look at Adamyan from Hoffenheim.
Okay. Got his profile, yeah?
Yep. Now, if you had tried to do what I'm about to try to do in our previous games, it would have said he can't be loaned at this time. Click on transfer, please. Make an offer. Click on loan. You can now do future loans, and it will tell you here that he would join us on January the 1st. So you can put in a bid for a player a month before the start of the window, and they will join you on the transfer window day when it opens, the same as you've been able to do with transfers for years. So I love this feature because, again, we were talking earlier, Tom, about being able to plan longer term. This allows you to plan longer term.
Yeah, it's one of those things I always used to catch myself out sometimes when you'd be going, the transfer window would be, what, like you say, a month away, a couple of months away. You'd have that gap between the end of the season and the next window, and you'd maybe just got promoted and you're looking, right, okay, how can I get some loan players in? Just allows you to do that. It's great. Really, really nice touch.
So it's those little things when you add all of them together that they often mean more than some of the bigger features that we're adding when you've got all of those things.
A lot of love for that in the chat. A lot of love, we can say.
Lovely.
Are we making this the last one then, chaps? Go out on a high.
Let's do it.
At the den.
Let's do it. We've got a little bit of a fitness issue in places, but we should be fine. So let's get Kapue in for Chalobah. So let's bring him in. We'll switch him around. Should we switch him around with Garner?
Garner, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hughes out for Cleverly.
Okay. Where's Cleverly?
So have Clevs playing as the deep liar.
Yeah.
I would also can you scroll up a bit because some of the players are going to be a bit tired, right? So Ishmaela, who else could we play at right inside forward?
We've got Kenya,
Andre.
Give Dre a run out.
Okay.
He's had a little break for Christmas.
Do we want Sarr on the bench still?
Yeah, we could. Well, we could have, I guess, Sarr for Hughes because there's not much point Hughes being on the bench. And Navarro for Kiko, please.
Okay.
Like it.
There he is.
Spot to fill. There we go.
Love it. Cool.
Now, while we get into the game, there's been a few comments about people who maybe missed the start of the stream or jumped in halfway through. Now, this will be available post. Don't worry about that. We'll make this available. We'll also have cut downs of this, picking out some of the best bits, so you can just watch Miles' managing of the team and maybe
yeah, can we just leave out the first hour?
Yeah, but don't worry about that. This will be made available, so you can catch up at any time.
Right, we're away. I'm going to go for...
Do we know how many people have joined us tonight, Dom, for this?
We do, yeah. I mean, currently there's just over 3,000. Considering we started. Yeah, 8,000 was the highest at its peak.
Cool.
Which I believe smashes last year and the year previous to that. So thank you everyone for joining us. As you said,
thank
Miles,
you very much.
giving up your Thursday evening. I know we're locked down, but there's still other things people are doing, you know. And as you said as well, we didn't give people much notice about this. We decided to surprise you all with it at lunchtime to let you know about tonight. So thank you again for joining us.
Clearly the 5,000 people who were clearly bored after the 0-0 first up.
I can't say
what they're missing.
Through here.
Oh, what a hit that is. He has smashed that from the edge of the area. Incredible. 11 goals as well. He's our top scorer, I think.
I don't know if you've noticed how many of the goals that I'm doing literal punch celebrations at, but there's something about the match engine this year.
Yeah,
I know that was beautiful.
The first touch finish as well.
I'm loving
that up as well about
loving the little one-on-one dinks as well. Can't get enough of the dink.
Absolutely. I was going to talk about the finish itself that we saw there, but also, as you say, the dinks as well. We saw one of those earlier.
Oh, brilliant.
Such a variety of finishes now that we're seeing. Yeah, we conceded a dink earlier. It was bittersweet. There's such a different variety of finishes that we're seeing now and seeing more regularly as well. Deeney smashed one in there. We've seen a bit more finesse earlier. It's certainly true across the whole game, isn't it?
2-0.
Easy stuff.
We're in business. What were the board worried about?
We are flying.
The board were worried
Yeah.
about you picking the team and doing the
Oh man, I'm gonna have to. I tell you what. After this, I'm gonna be going back into my own FM21 slave and putting some Jacobson ball into action.
Yeah, are you not
Clearly
gonna just send me the save and ask me to sort it out for you?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be dropping it straight into your inbox and being
just make sure you understand that until the beta is out, I will not be replying to any emails from you at all. So I did some approvals tonight so that we can get some more content out, possibly tomorrow or early next week. So that stuff's all done. But I need tomorrow, as you know, from tomorrow afternoon, my whole diary has been cleared so that I can spend time just working on the game to try and get it out as quickly as possible. And I have 2 less bugs to report because you're going to report the 2 that I found tonight, right?
Straight away, yeah. All over them. Absolutely all over them. Right. 2-0 up at half time. Great place to be. It's gotta be. I'm very happy with the way things are going. We'll keep the outstretched arms. They seem to love the outstretched arms.
Just keep a little watch. Okay, so Ngakia was looking complacent and his fitness has dropped. So this is why I wanted Kiko on the bench. So can we look at bringing Kiko on for Ngakia, please? Just a quick sub.
Absolutely. We're in here though.
Andre's through here.
Is he going to dink it? Oh, it's powerful. I love it.
Sent the keeper the wrong way there.
The 150th league goal as well.
Right, and Ngakia's taken it up.
But they're suggesting you bring on Cathcart. Don't bring on Cathcart, bring on Kiko. Nice
there we go. Changes made.
People noticing one-on-ones, it's fair to say. They are looking beautiful.
Oh, I thought he wasn't going to pick it up then. Safe hands.
And it's an area, it would have been very easy for us to hype up the match engine a few weeks ago because, you know, it's been looking pretty good for a while. But we wanted to make sure that we didn't break it before we started talking about it, which is why the AI blog came out this week. You're getting to see it in its full glory today. We've got some videos coming of the match engine as well at some point, I believe, Dom, when we're comfortable with rolling those out. But it's often the last thing we talk about because it needs the most cuddles. The match engine needs the most love during this time. Cleverly and Pedro are both looking really tired, Tom.
Okay, we'll make those changes.
And we're 3-0 up. We're 3-0 up, so I think it's the right time. Can I just say that's an example to show? Sorry, Tom?
I was just going to say the distribution from Foster. 2 occasions now. Out of his hands, straight into the striker.
Right, let's make these changes. So should we bring Success on for Pedro?
If we have to, yeah.
What about...
Who's the other one who's really tired? So Cleverly and Garner are both looking really tired. And we've got Domingos Quina there. We've won the game already, being 3-0 up with 72 minutes. So I would suggest Quina for Garner because Garner's on a yellow card as well as being tired.
Lovely. Right. 18 minutes to see out, barring a disaster, which with me at the controls could easily happen here. We should be picking up.
Finish.
I'll tell you. Oh, I was going to get that at the back post.
That's another thing that's improved with keepers this year in the match engine is that they are coming out for crosses more often. That means that sometimes they miss them, but they will also try and really hold on to the ball in some of those situations, just like they would do in real life.
We're going to get a tackle. No, he's blocked it though. That'll do. Oh, he's giving it away. Oof. That's one of the things we talked about in the Match AI blog was like that chaos that can often happen in particularly when the game's quite stretched. Like that 3-1, don't tell them they're going to come back now. But we talked about how, like, particularly in central areas and when the game is stretched, that you see in real football there's a lot of like interceptions, changes of possession. It's a lot more chaotic at times, and that's reflected in this year's match engine as well. You'll see a lot of interceptions and blocks, particularly in defensive areas. And oh no,
Have we seen any of what I call the octopus blocks, where a player sticks his leg out to block the ball?
I think we might see one in the first game.
Okay.
I think I saw one where we had a corner off one. But yeah, they're really no.
Tom, what did you do?
What have you done?
Oh no. Do you know what? Because it's the last game, and if we get sacked, we get sacked. I'm going very attacking for the last 5 minutes.
The chat is going absolutely crazy, Tom. What have you done?
Everyone who's watching the stream, do keep an eye out for opposition instructions, which Tom keeps refusing to do, and the advice that you get during the match for opposition instructions, because I can pretty much guarantee that there would have been a suggestion at some point to close Shane Ferguson down or mark him tighter as he scores.
Hang on a minute.
Goals against us.
How has he saved that? How has he saved that? I'm begging for a last minute goal here. No.
Can't believe
I'm going to get one more highlight. One more. I've let you down, lads. I've definitely let you down there.
What a way to finish. Well, it's been a roller coaster, it's fair to say. No more illustrated than that 90 minutes. Look at the XG.
Look at the XG.
I can't believe it, lads.
I'm never taking control on this live stream ever again. I'm never doing one again.
I think we've just been FM'd.
We very potentially have there, yeah, actually.
Definitely feels like it.
I think we can. Can we throw a water bottle in here to end things off? Do you think?
Yeah,
let's do it. We absolutely have to.
Three-goal lead split. So
we absolutely have to.
See you all at training, chaps.
Wow. What the fans saying?
What a roller coaster. We take
people who don't like football should be forced to watch that match. Oh dear. Football is so cruel sometimes.
At least the fans enjoyed it.
Entertaining, right?
You know,
6 goals.
There's not even any negative reactions on social media. So
I bet there's plenty in the chat.
Yeah, Tom, don't look at that, mate.
I'm not gonna.
So
right, should we call it a day there then?
I think so. It would have been nice to end on a win, but you know, we showed the match engine up in all its glory there. You got 6 goals, plenty of chances, and some awful management as well in the second half.
And don't worry, when you get your hands in the game, you'll be doing a much better job than me for sure. So
can't be much worse.
Definitely can't. After that, I still can't believe it. Oh man, never mind. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for spending your Thursday evening with us. We hope you've enjoyed it. As Miles said, there's still more to come from us on social media. There's still some match footage to get out there, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, keep following us for all the latest info, particularly when the beta will be available. It won't be long. It's not ready yet. Hopefully very soon. Get following us. Get the notifications switched on. You'll be first to know. That about does it. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Miles, for giving us the masterclass there. And we will see you again very, very soon. I'm off to drown my sorrows after that.
Stay safe, everyone. Cheers.
Lovely.
Take care, guys.